Razzleberry.
Razzleberry.
Dude, I love Razzleberry.
Razzleberry is the best berry.
Do you like Razzleberry?
What did I say about talking to me?
Razzleberry.
Razzleberry is delicious. It's a taste that grows on you.
It's a taste.
Someone wants to know about the Simon Cowell saga. What is that?
Simon Cowell saga.
What is that? What's he been up to that someone would say that?
No idea.
I think something about like he got somebody pregnant or something like that. I
Oh
don't
shit. That sucks.
Why? Maybe he was playing for it. Is that sucky when somebody plans for it?
If he planned
I'm
for
really
it-
sorry for the baby you planned.
I mean, if he planned for it, it's not sucky, but like,
If he planned for it, I don't think they would just say he got a chick pregnant.
yeah, like,
it'd just be like,
when they'd
they
be like,
had a
Simon
baby.
Cowell and his wife had a baby today, or she's pregnant. Like, they just said, like, he got some chick pregnant. Like,
Maybe
This
he
is
wanted
this
to
is
get the
from
chick
me seeing
pregnant.
1 second thing like on E, I think, at some point. So don't quote me on anything.
Oh boy.
Oh, come on.
Simon Cowell.
so who knows what happened?
James is looking it up.
On
Don't you have an
the-
iPad right there? Or?
He does.
But then he has to get off the Twitter.
Yeah.
But get off the Twitter. That's like.
When you can just open up a new
It's a lot
tab.
better when you roll away and we can't hear you at all.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
It's for the good of our knowledge.
Yeah. Now people can still see you from my perspective now too, so that works.
to be giving baby mama 10 million Beverly Hills something.
I was kind of right. Well, I think I was right, I guess.
$10 million Beverly Hills mansion.
But why?
I don't know.
Because
To
Like
raise
a
the
court
kid.
settlement or like?
that is a very expensive child.
I wish someone would give me a $10 million Malibu mansion. Holy shit! I'd sell that
To be
right away.
born and have so much property. That kid is doing better than me already. What the fuck?
That kid hasn't been born for a year and he's already more successful.
Highest paid TV personalities, along with Howard Stern.
What?
But then people always hate sarcasm. But then he's like highest paid. Like what? Where's mine?
Oh,
I'm kind of like him, but not as good.
Well, you need to start asking chicks to like expose
Maybe I need to
themselves
get
or
biceps
something
like him
that.
and get someone pregnant, and then give someone a $10 million mansion, and then it's like, man, this guy's really working. For
I wonder
himself.
how much he has left now.
Probably enough.
Who? Simon Cowell?
Millions and millions
Which
and
one
millions.
is that? Is that?
He's the sarcastic one from
American Idol.
American
Oh,
Idol.
that
He
one.
was the British
The
guy.
one who was an asshole to everyone.
He has a shit ton of money because he has produced multiple shows that are really successful.
Didn't he like founded like One Direction or something like that too? Like, didn't he
not
get-
Wonder. Was
Yeah,
it?
I think didn't
he
get-
founded El Dio or El
El
Tio,
Dio.
whatever.
Dio,
it
is that a Mexican One Direction?
The Dio, the direction,
Un día, una dirección.
Spanish One Direction.
Fair.
We already have that. It's called
Fair,
Menudo.
what's going on
Oh, really?
for 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something worth talking about. Is
We already
giving
talked
more
about it. It's
support
probably
Yeah.
going to be in
to
the pre-show or
Simon
The
something.
Mexican One Direction Menudo.
Yeah, there you go.
God damn
Do you
it.
not like
El
Simon
Uno
Cowell?
Directiono.
Do you have a
This
problem
is
with
what
the
the
Una
podcast has
dirección,
turned
por
into.
favor.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Celebrity
yes,
gossip here
okay,
on Creature
they're,
Talk.
They're
Yeah.
signed to his record label.
Oh,
Yeah, see?
That guy's making. He's
He's
rolling
making
in money.
dumb money.
He's rolling in
He's
money.
making so much money, it's dumb.
I hope my sarcasm brings me to the top one day like him. Then
Well,
I can
the thing-
sign
the-
Uno
my-
Directiono and it'd be a.
My question is, was he musically trained in order to be able to judge people like the way he is?
Maybe.
Yes.
Is
Probably.
He, is he,
I mean,
is
he's
he-
signing like
So he has a record company, and he's
Oh,
a
it's
judge
El
on American Idol.
Divo.
El Divo.
El Divo.
I mean, wasn't he like a producer?
Yeah.
I'm saying, but has he like? Because I hate the idea.
he's
of,
like a record producer. He's like any other record producer.
Okay.
He probably knows the game. I'd
Alright.
imagine. It's
I mean,
not like
not a lot of record producers can sing, but they have a lot of knowledge on what sounds good and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Do you
Okay,
know
there
what
you go.
sounds good?
I don't care what sounds good.
Do you like
I
Menudo?
care about what makes money, as seen in 201 tips to start and build your own business.
I like that.
Oh,
Busyness.
Busyness.
Bus
Is it 201?
Shut up! Don't touch it.
Jesus Christ! What did you do to him?
He's pretty
He's on
Drank
edge.
his like raspberry.
He's pretty flustered.
Does
like
that,
Razzleberry
does that really
ice
what
stuff.
it takes to get James to that point?
That's some good stuff. Man.
Every
Razzleberry.
day that I live in the same space that he lives
You
is a
don't.
bad day.
I live with him, not you.
I live closer to him.
Yeah.
Every moment that he's in the same space as me is a bad moment
Does
for
Skype
me.
call like?
You
Yeah,
say
does-
like
yes.
it's
Are
a,
we
you say like
talking-
it's a bad thing.
We're
though.
talking about like the same state, like
Yeah,
same
I was
house,
thinking,
like same country,
Or
same
is it the
planet.
fact that he's here that really bothers you, or when you guys are in Skype calls?
If it were up to me, states apart would be very beneficial. Very beneficial. I can use him in Skype, and that is about it.
Wow.
Do you want to talk about it?
This is real.
You guys want to talk this out?
This is real creature
Is this
talk.
the
right?
Yeah.
fucking pre-show or
Do you
what?
want to talk this out?
This is
James?
the pre-show. Yes.
Holy shit.
Do you want to talk about your feelings?
It started at the Raspberry.
Let's
thing,
listen to
went
him.
from Simon
Let's talk
Cowell
about
to
how
this.
Aleks came on set to the world premiere of one of our biggest shorts, drunk.
Wow.
What?
He obviously has quite the problem.
Oh god.
Oh.
He's
He's quite
doing
the
this.
thirst that cannot be quenched
He's doing
This
this
is
right now.
by
happening
mere
right now.
mortal alcohol.
First Comic-Con.
Question.
Now
Is
showing
this,
up on
is this a real thing?
Running
Is
wild.
me having a drinking problem a real thing?
No,
Yeah.
no. That's obviously a concern already. Some people have stated it,
Mm-hmm.
but is this true? Did you come to one of our biggest things drunk?
What are you talking about?
Creature talk, acting, intervention. is
I
what
can't
this actually
mention
is.
it because
Are
we're
you,
not allowed to
are you
announce
spreading
it.
rumors?
We're not allowed to announce
Are you
it?
making gossip right now?
I think he is making gossip.
I think
Like
gossip
in the hit
gossip
series
around
TMZ?
us is more relevant than gossip around Simon Cowell, right? You didn't want to gossip about him,
So you're gonna gossip about me to
Kinda
me?
fucked up.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I guess this is.
I'm
where-
leaving it
this
to
is-
you to
this is-
spread it
this is-
around.
This
I'm
is-
glad I showed up early today.
So
This
you're
is
gonna
what you
spread it
made up.
around, and I'm not gonna do anything. Get it? So it'll be like you're gossiping yourself. It's a trick.
He's baiting you
He
hard.
fooled you.
It's a trick.
He's baiting you
It's a
hard.
trick.
How many people do you think are gonna believe that Aleks actually has a drinking problem?
He's gonna go up
A
to people
lot.
and talk to them. He's
A
gonna
lot.
be like, "This fucking asshole said, I came on set and I had a drinking problem." They're gonna be like, "Wait, you have a drinking problem?" And that's where it starts.
I'm gonna have to
That's
go,
where
I'm
it
gonna have to go to
starts.
rehab just to clear my name.
Betty Ford, you're on your way.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Creature Talk number 80. This is our 80th, I think, recorded Creature Talk on like iTunes and stuff like that.
Wow, this should be a special.
So it's a very
The 80th special.
It's very special. 80 Creature Talks.
it is a
Today-
special. Jordan's not here.
Jordan's not here once again. This is the Creature Talk of August 10th, 2013.
Yes.
Jordan isn't here,
Nope.
but pretty much everybody else is. Jordan and Spoon aren't here, and Z is not here as well. So it's
Oh,
just
Z.
I think
doesn't
Z's
look-
currently stuck in traffic
Yeah,
in
they're
LA,
He
apparently. So
he's stuck in traffic. That's not good.
So he's
Why
been
is he in
tweeting.
LA?
he's driving through it
Oh.
to move.
yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
moving already. I think.
Why would he drive through LA to move?
I
I
would
don't know.
avoid
The
LA at all
worst,
costs.
worst place to drive through. for
Maybe he
anything.
wanted to like sightsee before he went to the place.
Sightsee
like,
what?
Was,
Oh.
was vacation.
All the traffic,
All the hobos.
The busy interstates during rush hour.
the 6-lane highway that is still congested to all hell.
Yeah, the construction work, some other pollution.
All
pretty good
I
place.
get it. See,
Drive
stuck
through
in
neighborhoods.
traffic.
as people like pop
See, stuck in
shots your
traffic. I
car.
fucking get it, guys. All right.
That's pretty funny though. It's a funny
I
thing.
don't know, you could have driven
Where's he
around.
heading though?
Phoenix,
Phoenix?
Arizona, somewhere
Yeah,
in
that's
Arizona.
what
I
I'm saying. You
think.
could have just, went down through like a nicer
the
route.
fuck?
I don't know what city he's
Maybe
going
you could have
to, but-
visited us, here at Colorado. I
Why?
don't know.
Why?
Because we're his friends.
Really?
Damn.
I'm kidding.
Damn.
This just got dark really quick.
Anyway, we don't have a whole lot of topics for this Creature Talk, so we're going to be taking a lot of user.
That's how you sell it,
suggested
Dan.
things.
Yeah, you.
That is how you sell it.
What?
That's how you. We don't have a lot of topics. This won't
Yeah.
be an entertaining
I'm not saying.
episode.
How does that? No, it's actually more entertaining generally when we take user stuff. So
Oh, really?
I don't
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. I was never like,
I'm
well,
sorry
this
to
is
cut
going to be
you
a
off,
terrible
and
creature.
to
Why do you
have
have to interject
to have
and
been
just
so
I
rude.
mean, you just
asshole
ruined my
comment
flow.
for no
You
reason
ruined
at
my
all?
flow there. Anyway, we don't have a whole lot of topics because it's a slow, it's been a slow week. Not a whole lot has happened. But we are going to talk about, some stuff. Is that all right
Slow
with you,
to
Alex?
whom?
No.
Slow to not the Pokemon
I mean, we're going to be talking about
fans?
some things that we have pre-planned. All the other stuff is going to be
No.
probably entertaining because it's us reacting to fan comments and stuff like that.
No.
So, I mean, maybe we'll do 2 tips
He's-
this week as
you- wait,
opposed
wait,
to
wait.
1
You're
tip
shitting on
from
him.
the book since we didn't do a tip last week.
You're shitting
You
on
know?
him because
I mean,
he's
there's
not
sounds
being
good.
positive.
There's
I'm
plenty
not
of
shitting on
things. There's
anyone
plenty of
right
good
now. Don't
things
put
that we
words
have
into my
lined up
mouth.
here.
They're not hearing any of it, apparently. So
No, it's all right.
No, I heard it.
No, it's
I
okay.
was-
It's all right.
My ear was here.
Hi, I'm Dan.
Yeah,
it got
see.
dark in here.
yeah, there's a lot of clouds.
The clouds just went out.
Got dark when the
It's
chat
supposed to,
went
like,
dark.
It's supposed to storm
There you
the
go.
whole week,
It's true.
actually.
Chat went dark.
It's not about this
Yeah,
chat. Your
when
chat.
You guys were just chatting. You're like, it got really dark. It got dark out.
Who does that impersonate, though? When,
Yeah, it's
when
not
you
him
do
or
that?
me.
really dark.
I think that was him.
really dark.
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
Okay, well, let's get started with this creature talk. My name is Morland Steve. My name is Here's all the topics.
Number one. What up, number one?
New series on the hub.
Can I take a fan one first? Thanks for
Yes.
What the
ruining
fuck?
that.
That's at the bottom of the list. Yeah, that's
What?
fucker.
What are all these?
Why are the users last?
Because
That's the way it was on the list.
Can you-
We're gonna-
The
we
list
can-
is
I don't
final.
agree with
The
this.
list is
Hey,
I don't
final.
agree with
Hey,
that.
generally we interject them throughout the entire thing. I just put it on there because like that was gonna be.
He's disagreeing with the
So
list.
this
though.
is
There's
your
a list
fault for
No,
taking this
but
so
usually
There
literally.
is
We
a
do
fucking
Payday.
list.
You should
It's not
stand
even
This is
by it.
numbered.
official.
You should stand by it, Dan.
Welcome
This-
to uncoordinated creature talk. Listen,
You're
usually
taking-
we do
This
user
right now.
stuff in between questions. I was fine to just start off with the topic.
When Jordan's not here, everything just goes to shit. Jordan
Yeah.
goes down. He goes down the
Yeah,
list.
you couldn't even
No,
finish
but
that with a straight face.
Hey, he usually interjects stuff from the fans, like between
Yes, he does. I agree.
topics.
Wow.
Have you been to creature talk?
Apparently
Yeah,
this is
Alex.
flying.
I
Alex,
didn't
Have
know we
you
were
been?
gonna,
Alex.
I didn't
Not
know
last
we were
week.
gonna allow him to interject
Alex.
into different topics.
let him. Let him.
This
Just
is
let him.
unfair.
Alex, just
This
let
is
him.
know what's
unfair because
happening.
this is why people say we go off topic.
Why?
It's because we interject
that's the best
topics
stuff.
into topics.
The
This
best-
is unprofessional, unorganized, uncoordinated.
Hey, for the rest of the
uncorrelated,
creature talk, can we do Alexander's creature talk, and have him coordinate the
I would
entire
like-
thing?
I was just gonna call it Alex and Sly Coffee Talk
Welcome
because
to
that's
Coffee Talk.
August 10th,
Yes.
2013.
Mhm.
Creature Talk number 80.
we already did that.
Today we're going to be talking about the new series on the Creature Hub,
I like those.
where we're going to point out different types of videos that we've shot over the course of the last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
Yep.
and what kind of series you should expect on the Creature Hub to go up in the next week or so. Lots of fun and exciting stuff.
You're
guys.
excited for that?
You excited?
You were doing so good.
You gotta work on your poker face,
I
man.
was trying. But
Were
Gotta
there,
work on it.
when did you lose it?
I don't know when when you point out the whole excitement thing. Then,
You excited for
He said one thing and you lost it.
yeah, I know.
Jesus
I think it was
Christ.
the whole thing, just the fact that like nobody said anything.
I was
and
interjecting.
I was waiting for you to get it
I
out
felt
of
like
your
I was
system.
doing like I don't know. Have you seen those like the council meetings on
welcome.
TV that
Today
they have
we're
on the
gonna
local
be-
news
yeah.
stations?
Today
and-
we're gonna be talking
NPR.
about-
Jordan.
Yeah,
and
well,
I
NPR.
with NPR.
But then they have like
Welcome
a
to NPR.
school like board like do like a a meeting or
Hey,
something like that.
I'd like to
You
bring
just
up
click through the channels and you
the
end up
current
stumbling on it.
the current
Yeah.
Discord in the kindergarten classes right now. The
Yeah,
minds are not being properly
Discord.
stimulated.
There's something happening
Uh,
with the jungle gym.
They replaced
not-
the 2% milk with 1% milk.
We
and,
need to address this.
I don't
There
know
need to
if
be
this
more
is-
blocks for.
There's a
we're
lot of
very
moms
low on
really
blocks
upset.
right
More
now.
Lego blocks need to be in room 105.
No, Lego blocks are
Somebody
too.
please,
they're too
whoever
small.
keeps
Children will
taking
choke
shit
on it.
in the sandbox, stop that.
It's Creature Carl again. He's popped back up. All right, we'll do a Twitter one, and then we'll move on to the first topic.
Are you sure? I don't want to.
I'm positive.
I don't want to interject.
Alex, are you sure?
I don't want to interject.
Well, given how it's already formal as it is, I wouldn't
Yeah.
see why it would be such a big
Unformal?
problem.
it could go back to being formal if we continue with your topic that you had introduced.
Oh yeah,
because I don't want to
the
interject.
new series in the Creature Hub.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What would Jordan do?
Jordan would do whatever James
WWJD.
wants.
This is supposed to be running. It's supposed
Yeah.
to be running on your end, not Jordan's.
Should I make a call?
We don't want another Jordan running things while he's not here.
Make the call.
I'm gonna make a call here.
Go for it.
Oh my
Have you
God.
been on any of the Creature Talks where Jordan wasn't around, Alex?
No. This
They usually-
this is why
Oh, is
this
this
so,
is this your first one without Jordan?
Usually they go.
Usually
really
they go a
smooth.
lot smoother,
Yeah,
but not this one currently.
Yeah, this one is a.
this is a little
Not
bit hard.
currently.
Yeah.
So
We've
who
talked
is
about-
who is the what is the added element?
The
That is
agitator
causing
currently to this
this.
not running smooth is Alex.
I'm trying to get things,
Hey,
professional as much as I can.
Oh my God.
This is a serious call, guys.
You remove
Put him on- if
one
that's Jordan, put him on
thing,
speaker.
It goes better.
Yeah, I want
you
him to
add
pick
in
up.
another, it goes worse.
I think he's really
Back to
busy, though.
square one,
I
really.
think he's
He's busy.
He's too busy for this.
Yeah, he
There's a house beam.
he's not picking up.
Fucking
He's
A.
not. Maybe at some
Well.
some other point during the show I'll call him back.
Yeah.
So I guess we might as well move forward
Yeah.
with this.
I agree.
You're running the show then.
Alex,
So are we doing this?
you said
series?
move forward with that.
So
Can
we're
we
doing the
do
new series.
something?
All
A
right,
topic?
okay, so
a question from Twitter.
If
I will
you have-
fucking walk
What do you want
outside.
me? You want me to interject now?
Seamus is upset right now. I hope you realize.
He has
How long?
reason to
How long
he
have we been
has
doing
reason
this?
to
This
be.
is like fucking half an hour of nothing so far.
Yeah, this has been a good 10-15 minutes of really.
I don't understand
nothing.
why everyone was upset.
I don't know. I'm
You're
fine.
wasting
I'm fine.
people's
Give me your
time.
Grab his hand.
God fucking what?
Head down.
We'd like to thank our audience
Hold up.
for
Got his foot.
for this creature talk.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
We promise to make it a good one.
It's gonna be a good one.
This is a good day.
Yes.
We're all relaxed.
The best day.
Yes.
You know, and
God
everyone's
bless.
everyone's feeling nice weather
Yep.
outside.
Yep.
It's like 80 degrees today, so
Mhm.
it's definitely
nice.
good. And
I
we're
wish
gonna,
I
we're, we're gonna get through this creature talk together. All right.
Okay.
Together, we're gonna do this. For the group.
For the group.
Hashtag for the group.
Hashtag
For the group.
For the group.
Amen.
For the group.
You know, we usually save those for after creature talk.
Right.
Our at post creature talk.
I mean, this is already
prayers.
out of order as it is.
Yeah,
so
might as
I'm
well.
like,
So I
you know,
mean,
might as well.
But thank you for sharing that with our audience. And
Yeah, I mean, I felt you might as
It's a
well.
little
include the
tradition.
I felt close.
Anyway.
So James, if you would like to move forward with these,
Why is he?
Well, I
What?
I brought him out because somebody wanted an update on Creature Carl.
Oh.
Do we have an update?
I do have a
Oh.
little bit of an update.
that's
I
a good
guess.
segue.
What the fuck? What was that? I don't know.
There he is.
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah, they seen it already. I mean,
Kiss it.
look at it. Oh, so beautiful.
Yeah, they've seen it. All right. Well, mistreating Carl.
Not cool.
But yes, I have. I think the last step that I did was actually put our logo on a tag that I guess will be like on his bum bum. I don't know, like
His butt.
we had some space that they allowed us to put whatever we wanted on the tag. Jordan had proposed at Creature Hub on the tag. I said, "What if Twitter doesn't exist in 5 years?" He said, "Good point." I said, "You're dumb."
He said, "Good point."
So what's gonna be? What's gonna
So I
be?
used the logo, just it says the creatures on it, so
There you
it's
go.
not like tied to anything.
That's
If-
cool.
If
The one
Twitter
that the C
disappears.
made.
Yeah,
Cool.
the one that we have everywhere, pretty much.
Sweet.
So that will be on there, and I guess
I think we'll make it look more official.
Yeah.
I don't know when we should be getting our first shipment. I don't know how the fuck they're gonna ship them. Like
Oh man.
it should
boxes.
be soon.
a truckload.
Yeah, we're
It
just gonna
should
have
be
like a-
relatively soon.
We're gonna have like a UPS semi out here one day. It's
Yeah.
just like a bunch of boxes dropped off on the front lawn.
So I don't know. I don't know how many of these like would fit in a couple, like maybe like 20 per box or something like that.
Depends
I
how
have
big
no
the boxes
idea.
are, I guess.
But
Is it like custom boxes for it? Just random boxes with the
don't
I don't
plushie
know if they're
itself?
big or small.
I
like-
think we package them ourselves.
Well, to send them out, yeah, we would have to.
We do like a what is it? The prospector from Toy Story, like his box.
Yeah.
Have like a
that'd be
little
cool.
see-through thing there, like where
Yeah.
it comes through.
Fancy.
No, that's stupid.
Or you're just gonna have a big brown box.
No boxes, just that.
Remember what happens
Just
when
that.
you
We're just
put
gonna
stuff
slap
in
a
Just that.
postage on it and send it off.
No insurance or anything. Just set like.
You
Just like that.
remember what happens when you leave stuff in boxes.
It's gonna be all dirty and grimy by the time it gets there.
That's the idea, you know.
There you go.
The same person also asked if we plan on attending New York Comic Con because we miss you. I don't know why I said miss like that. Like
Miss you.
Me-
It's
me-
the Latino in you. It's the
miss
Latino in
you
you.
on the East Coast.
Oh man.
I don't know.
I
East
miss
Coast.
I miss the East Coast.
East Coast
I
has
was there
PAX
recently.
East, and that is it.
I was there recently. It wasn't that bad. It was
Man,
hot.
New York would that would be real fun.
What?
That would be a real fun adventure.
No, it
Oh,
won't.
Jesus.
I
Yeah,
like
what-
New York. I
New
like
York's
New
like-
York.
I've never been to
yeah.
New York.
I like New
Yeah.
York. New York is
Just the
dope.
traffic's really
Yeah.
nice and the people are
just
great.
just the faces, just the randoms, just random people.
Just random
Plus,
people.
You weren't here for my trip when
Oh, yeah.
I went over there.
The
To
one with
New
the,
York?
the, with
The
the,
box.
He had a
Story.
fun old time there.
Yeah.
the one with the Cookie Monster.
Yeah, the mascots, all the
Toilet
Spanish
please?
people, all the Spanish people that dress up in the mascot outfits and like, you know, fight you for $1.
That make a living somehow. You
that
think
whole
that's just
deal.
gonna pay back itself?
Yeah, I mean, I'd fight someone.
I
for
honestly
$1.
don't think that. I don't think New York Comic Con is like. I don't know if New York Comic Con is any bigger than the other local.
Oh no,
ones.
Denver. Obviously.
There's a lot of local Comic Cons,
it's-
but
I think it's like
It's
a,
like the
a
second
step
biggest.
down from San Diego.
yeah, it's the second biggest.
But I mean, I think it's still pretty big.
Probably.
is it worth
It's probably not a whole lot different from San
a
Diego
5-6
Comic-Con.
hour flight for all of us to go over there?
all of us. We not even all of us went to the bigger one. Why would all of us
Just
go
be
to?
you.
I would want to go.
Just be you with the
Yeah,
camera.
I
I've never
missed
been
the
to New
East
York.
Coast, but you wouldn't go.
I've been to New York.
I-
I would like to go to New York, but you wouldn't go.
Yeah.
No, I was just asking this: the fact that we didn't get to go to all the to the main
It's
one.
not that you didn't get to go. It's that you didn't fucking sign up to go. What?
My experience with last year's
Forgot
Comic Con
how
was
loud.
kind
No,
of
wording really makes a sentence.
Yeah, I guess.
He
So-
didn't get to go.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
if he wanted
Man,
to.
I didn't
and
get
he
to go.
couldn't.
I wasn't allowed to.
You guys wouldn't let me.
I never signed up for it, and just
Last time I
never went.
checked.
We all had the proper chance to. However, what they did sell out pretty quick.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
you know,
There you go. That was- yeah.
I had to cover his own ass, like. But either way, Comic Con this year, aside from all the extra shit that we did, Comic Con this year was a lot of the same shit as last year. There were booths that were in the same exact spot.
Yeah.
Like there were, there was a lot of shit that was the
comfortable. They don't
same. There was a lot of stuff that was the same.
Yeah. It was really only like the panels and maybe a couple booths that were different, but for the
Yeah.
most part, it was the exact same thing.
If you would like to hear more about the San Diego Comic-Con trip, please tune in to Podcast 79 by The Creatures. There you'll get all your information about the San Diego Comic-Con, including panels,
And Alex's wiener.
different stories, as well as Alex's wiener.
Everybody loves Alex.
I'm gonna tune in for that.
You gonna tune in for that?
Stay for the comic.
For that,
No,
that promotion.
My
though.
sacrifice.
tune in for the Comic Con. Stay for the wiener.
So I don't know. I don't know if
I came for the Comic Con, stayed for the winner.
if the
we
top
had-
if the top one doesn't really change at all. I don't know like how beneficial the New York one would be.
Yeah.
So is
I
that
mean,
a
currently
no?
we don't really have any plans.
No,
to
we
go.
don't have
Yeah.
plans to
I'll
go.
go to
There's
New
a
York,
lot
but-
of people that say like come to this event that like makes no sense whatsoever for us to go
We
to.
have a
Come to
convention
Anime
in
Con in
Kentucky. Would you like to
Yeah.
come?
anime convention like
yeah.
I don't know.
Are
Get
you guys
someone's,
going
like,
to
backyard.
BlizzCon?
Yeah, it's like Deliverance. Just Deliverance.
Welcome creatures.
We've been expecting.
Y'all look mighty tasty.
The gates behind us shut. Wild pigs come out.
Looks like
Yeah.
we
Where the
all
fuck
going
are you
there for a
throwing
spot.
us?
Kentucky, dude.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I brought that up. In rural Kentucky, and he's trying to steal it like no one heard it.
No.
He's
Yeah.
not.
No, you said Kentucky. That's
Yeah,
why I
he
brought
went-
the
he
whole
went
like,
with it.
He was talking to you though.
He went with it with what
He
you
didn't- he
said.
didn't
I thought he
feed
was
off
talking about
me.
the pigs
Are you
thing.
getting
What
defensive
pig
over a
thing?
I brought up a
topic?
pig
Yeah.
thing.
I'm sorry.
I am.
I don't know what's going on right now. I'm
What
sorry.
pigs?
Listen, if I ever took credit from you for anything, please
Everything.
let me know, because I never would do that to you.
It's all right.
I would never do that
All
to
right.
you.
I forgive you.
You are
I was a
your
little
genius
hasty.
is
I was a little
way.
hasty.
is
I wouldn't
way
go
above.
that far. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say
Your
genius.
supreme
that.
IQ.
I wouldn't say supreme
overshadows
IQ. I would say roughly
High-
average IQ.
Your
Higher
amazing
intellectual
creative
abilities.
ability.
I would say less than average creative ability, to be honest.
Higher intellectual ability to form topics.
You're a mastermind of this generation.
I am. I take full credit for that.
He's the Mona Lisa of our generation.
That's not even. That's not
The
even like
Mona Lisa of our generation.
That influential figure,
the
Mona Lisa.
influential figure.
people
that
always
could
say-
be-
Can you give us a smile? See?
Mona Lisa doesn't smile. Like,
Exactly. No, there is a smile to her.
She smiles.
where?
Have you ever seen the movie Mona Lisa Smile?
Have you ever seen the painting, the Mona Lisa, by the actual guy?
She's just like really not
She
trying.
has
like,
she has a smile.
Barely. If I smiled like that,
It's like
people
a
would say that I
smirk.
wasn't smiling.
It's like I let out some gas and no one
Yeah,
knows.
she has like a
it's like I did
Look
that.
at that
See that?
smile.
what?
Look at that smile.
smile.
Barely. Barely. That's
She's
like
smiling.
that's like a slight
To
smirk.
be honest, her left side is pretty straight. The right side is the only one that's curved.
Yeah, it's like
It's as if someone photoshopped it.
Back then.
it's been photoshopped.
Yes.
Or early symptoms of cerebral palsy.
Yeah, look at that.
Ew. What is
Somebody
that?
did a drawing in crayon.
What
Ew.
is that?
Is that the one? Is that the interpretation of the?
That's Mo Lisa.
Yeah, that's acid.
Oh no, Lisa.
Oh no.
Ew.
Oh man.
What? Ew. She's like
New age. She's doing duck face. She's
modern
taking a
Mona
selfie.
Lisa.
Is that Amanda Bynes Mona?
I like that one. That one should be in the
Mona-
podcast.
Amanda
Definitely.
Bynes
I will.
Mona Lisa?
Selfie duck face.
The
Mona
Selfie
Lisa.
Mona
duck
Lisa
face.
selfie.
I can
Mona
do
Lisa.
that.
Do
Be
it.
like. There you go. Side by side comparison for that.
I think that would be
Amazing.
a good thing.
I
We
like
got
that.
another,
I like how you perfected that too.
I practiced in
We
front
got
of the
another
mirror
good
a lot.
one.
Oh,
Another good question.
over here. Let's go.
Are you guys going to do
Oh.
a video game series soon? Many want to see.
Hold on, I'm staying here for this idea.
Okay, Slice packing up and he's gone.
No, I wanted to stay. I wanted to
Alex,
stay for the idea. The idea.
Many want to see a series from you guys.
I
have no leverage. No leverage at all.
Video games.
Video games.
What video?
Turn off the camera. Turn off the camera. Turn the camera off.
Pack everything.
We have no questions for the press, please. No questions for the press.
Pack up.
No questions, please.
pack
We're
up.
not taking any more questions. No comments.
Take it out. Take it out.
No comments. No questions.
The question is,
You know, for one-handed, you kind of got that like
Yeah,
really.
you actually
got that
really
really
got
well.
it.
Like you predicted that.
Dan's really good at his job.
Yeah, Dan's like
He
one of
knows.
the best.
if this is a legit question,
What the fuck we've been doing throughout this whole? How the
what
fuck
could
did we
they?
get
What
popular?
could they? What video could they have found us through where there were no video games involved?
Maybe an animation, because you guys do have quite a few.
Based on
Hold
video
hold
games.
Yeah. Oh, Jordan's calling you.
Oh,
Jordan's calling him back.
Hello. Hi, Jordan. You're live on Creature Cast Talk.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. I had a question for you, which is why I called earlier. We started to derail from the topics list, and I wanted to get your input on that. See how you felt about it.
Well, sometimes like that does happen. I'm going to be honest, too upset about it because it does happen quite a bit. You just got to kind of play along with it, and I think you guys will be okay.
Do you have any tips to get us to stay on track here for this 80th edition of Creature Talk?
Well, it's hard to say because it's just one of those
he's even
things you
doing
just got to
that.
kind of...
and then I sat down.
Poor Jordan.
Why are you not here right now?
Because I poop.
Okay.
That's enough.
Well, that's really all I wanted to talk to you about.
We miss you, Jordan.
Yeah, I miss you.
Other than we miss you as always.
We'll be seeing you though. At least me and Alex. Oh, and James too.
What's that?
Was there a real reason or no?
That was the real reason. I miss
That's
you.
a terrible reason.
Okay, well, thank you, Jordan.
Well, you heard it right there. Just go with the flow.
Just go.
It
Don't fight it.
happens, and okay.
Well, at this point, because you did that, this Creature Talk has just now gone to shit. It's not as good as what it once was before. So now it doesn't even fucking matter. We can just do whatever the fuck we want now.
Yeah.
What are you gonna call this episode of Creature Talk?
Alex
Turn to
fucked
shit.
it up.
Alex. How do you spell Alex?
Alex talk.
Fuck.
How do you spell Alex?
Fucked it up. Edition of Creature Talk.
I think there's a K in there.
Glad that
Is that
happened
an
today.
exclamation point?
Oh no, Lisa.
Oh yeah. Well, I like to add exclamation points to things because it makes it more like poppy.
It adds some pizzazz to them. It's
I
really
do
good.
that a lot, and it makes me feel like I do that through paragraphs. I put exclamation marks at the end, and it just makes me sound like I'm really excited all the time.
Yeah, it does. See that,
Yeah.
like the chats and
It's
stuff.
it's like when I'm typing and I use the dot dot dot.
I
when
hate you.
I always think
Yeah, you
something's
put so
wrong.
many
hate
dots
you.
in
everything I
hate
put
him.
dot
I
dot dot
hate him.
after a sentence or something like that. So that way I don't end up using proper punctuation. Like I just do dot.
I always
dot,
think
dot a lot.
something's wrong.
Yeah,
They,
yeah,
they
yeah.
always
He's
everybody
pissed.
thinks that I'm angry or being sarcastic or being just an ass to them, but I
But-
just put dot 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 when I'm like,
My question is, how do you guys feel like that's a bad thing? Mine was because I had a girlfriend that anytime she was pissed, she would like dot dot dot. Okay.
That's where
Yeah.
it comes from, or like your parents or
Yeah.
something.
yeah. I mean, I just put like, hey guys, dot dot dot. Who's coming over for Creature Talk? Dot dot dot. I need to know now. Like
Dot, dot, dot.
before you
Dot,
guys
dot,
get here. Dot dot dot. So I
But it's
like,
not like who's coming over for Creature Talk. It's like who's coming over for Creature Talk. Dot
Dot,
dot
dot,
dot.
dot.
yeah, I know. But I mean, I've typed like that for literally probably about 10 years.
It still
on
pisses
10
me
years.
Up to this day, I
So,
cannot get used to it.
Yeah, I always think
I
something's
can I
wrong.
can type properly. It's just when I'm typing stream of consciousness, it's a lot easier for me.
You know what I can't
just
get used
dot,
to?
Dot, dot.
I hop on Skype and there's about 50 notifications, 40 of them being Sly because he could not complete his thought in one fucking post.
At night, at night, Sly likes to type a lot.
I like wake up. There's
At
like
night, he just
200
gets
entries.
he gets
Hey guys,
super hyper.
enter. What are you guys doing? Enter.
Sly's like, hey guys, how is it going? Haha, YouTube link. Haha, lol.
Oh, by the way, dot, dot, dot.
That's right. Oh man.
I'm literally getting embarrassed.
But the thing is, Z contributes to it because Z will just like egg Sly on.
Oh
the
yeah,
night.
see, he's an asshole. He just constantly like, oh yeah, Sly.
It's funny because in the other room I just hear Sly like, ha! And like, I'm like, what is he laughing at? And of course,
got him.
I see 20 notifications on Skype. I'm like, oh, this is happening tonight.
Yesterday I was laughing hardcore when we were like fucking typing shit.
It's like 54 notifications, and it was just a back and forth between him and Z. That's all it was. About
man.
stupid shit.
So what? Alex always fucking puts like random ass
Can-
videos too.
You gotta ignore his videos.
You
Don't
can't-
click on them.
Don't ignore my videos, all right? They're very. Don't tell me to ignore my videos, James. What the hell? I put them in there for a reason, for everyone's enjoyment. And you tell. You're a dick.
Did you guys see the one
Just
that I
for that,
posted?
we're gonna move on to this topic.
Oh,
Just for that.
Damn.
here we go. Okay, we're over half an hour into the show now.
We might as well start
Topic
on the
number
least
one.
part of the list at this point.
Topic number 1. So we have, if you guys have noticed on the hub, a few new series going up. This is we talked about, I think, teased a little bit on the last Creature Talk. We're trying to get more organized, get new ideas going up on the hub, and more gameplay stuff, which we have never posted up until.
This is recent news, recent development.
Yeah. So down the list, the new series we have going up so far. First off is Treetopia, which is a reboot of the Tree House series. This is the second reboot, I believe.
Yeah, I think we.
I thought
Yeah,
it was like the fourth. And they
I
said
thought
Yeah, I
it was
think they corrected Jordan
Yeah.
and said the fourth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's been
What,
rebooted a few times.
It's been
What?
there.
What?
We really like trees, apparently.
The thing was, I guess they counted the fact that when we transferred the tree to a new map, I guess they would count that as a reboot.
It seems like it.
Because
I
we
guess.
did the swamp update. We had to transfer
And what
it.
about when we added the old tree to the new one too? Like
Yeah, that was one. I don't know if that will. I
There
don't
was,
know.
yeah,
I guess there
it
was
ma- it
four
make-
somewhere
It
in
makes
there.
sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess.
What led to the decision to do Treehouse again? What made it new?
I said,
to do
hey
it again?
guys, let's do Treehouse.
We're like, yeah, it was a good idea.
I get a shit ton of questions on my Tumblr, and I just now shouted that thing out in my 2 million subscriber video.
Oh yeah, that should be a topic on there.
It was. Someone said talk about Sly, Mying, and Sheamus's
Yeah,
milestone.
this I
haven't hit
shouted
it yet.
shouted
As
this
of
book.
right now, Sheamus is like, what, 2,000 away?
Is
from
he?
something like
I
that.
think he's scraping the bot. Like,
Yeah.
He's like scraping.
I think it'll be tomorrow or Monday.
Dude, I'm so pumped for that. I don't know why. I
Come a
give
long
fuck.
way.
I'm a good 730,000 away from a million.
Sorry,
so,
Dan.
It's a hustle.
I'm almost there. I might pass Seamus before he gets there. I'm
Yeah,
just throwing
you
that
better-
out there.
you
Damn, you would have to blow up like
He must have to suck some major
700,000
dick. That's what he needs to do.
subscribers.
RWJ.
There you go. I'll start
Some
a
shout-outs.
William Johnson.
I've been waiting for
series.
my shout out from him since day one.
Still trying to do that?
It's not gonna happen.
Hey, in my phone it says that Seamus is. Oh, this is wrong.
Maybe if I do a popular Vine, then
Yes.
yeah, I
Like
will.
all the people with
You and
talent
the
that Alex
stupid
was showing
goddamn-
us.
Man.
Talks about vines all the time.
Why?
Yeah.
What is the what?
Vines are a lifesaver.
Yeah, apparently.
That was really good.
Did you check?
Yeah,
Seamus
that's
is
pretty
at-
correct.
998,363 subscribers.
Holy shit!
1,700-ish.
Jesus.
So
Christ.
shortly after this,
He
you
probably
will get
should
it.
get it. Yeah.
Tomorrow or Monday, probably.
Okay.
That means this is the XCOM has
Join the club.
Yeah, this
The
is
XCOM what?
the XCOM group has already passed all
Oh.
million.
I'll join
Maybe
the
it was that was
seven-figure
series
club.
alone that caused this.
It had to
All
have
three of
been.
You guys to
It's an odd coincidence.
Do we do a reuniting series?
We should probably do
Oh,
something
reunion.
The 7 figures
Oh my god.
reunited.
Well, that will ax out about 30
I'm
questions
glad
off
you're
of
going
my
to generate
Tumblr.
hype for it. Now that you've put-
I'm doing it because of him.
I didn't plan this. I
I'm
didn't
doing it
fucking
'cause of
plan
him.
it. Fucking A.
XCOM coming this summer.
this summer.
This
I get so many questions about people saying, like, when are you going to bring back XCOM or whatever, and I try to relay them all to Sly.
What the fuck? It's not my fault. It's
I
getting
tried
both of you.
to.
It's
Yeah.
getting both of you to getting a call.
Do you know how much I love XCOM?
How much?
How much I love it?
Seamus, how much do you love XCOM?
A lot.
And why won't Sly go through
Son
with
of a
XCOM?
bitch.
I know. We both love it.
Why won't he do
Sly's gone
anything
again.
about it?
Oh, he's going to go fart.
Good.
So,
Okay.
what's kind of the new idea with the Treehouse?
So I
series?
said, because like I said, I made the Tumblr, and there was a lot of requests about Treehouse. I said, the thing with Treehouse before was obviously that it was way too chaotic on Skype. And
Yeah.
Skype has this weird system where it'll it'll turn people off, I guess. Like it'll
like,
make
cut
it,
out?
Yeah, they cut
Yeah.
out like when other people are yelling. So, that. Okay.
Did you leave any money?
Put $1 in there.
$1's fair.
It's gonna be like $10. Oh, he farted.
You farted.
He opened
Towards
his
us.
ass cheeks to fart as
Yeah,
well.
what was that about? Why'd you spread your...
If you press them together, it makes more of a trumpet noise.
If you press your ass cheeks together, it'll make a trumpet
Life tips
noise.
with Sly.
In a trumpet, when you blow a trumpet, you don't go. You go.
Yeah, and when you have a wet fart, you're gonna get like shit all over your ass cheeks.
But I predict my fart.
And his hands. It'll seep through to his hands.
Guys, this isn't a topic on this list.
Yeah, this is a
right
pretty
now.
disgusting.
Whether you can make your ass cheeks into a trumpet does not apply to any of these things on here. It's not even a subcategory.
It wasn't
right
even
now.
asked by a viewer question. Like, this isn't from
How
Twitter
bad
either.
is it over there that you're still waving that fart away?
Don't bring it over here
Don't
just so you can
fucking-
walk over here and
leave
then smell it
leave
again.
settling over there. It'll be fine.
It's gonna stick to your clothes now and linger.
What the hell were we talking about?
Treetopia.
okay.
Oh yeah, I said that I God damn it, I like completely lost my train of thought. A lot of requests for it on
Yeah.
Tumblr from fans that wanted another treehouse.
Where
thing.
can people find you on
And,
Tumblr?
You're setting this one up so good. Here comes the
I don't even remember it. I
You don't remember your own
I don't
Tumblr?
remember it. It's like submit.
Well, there you go.
Submit.
You're
submit
like the
for
king of
Nova.
plugs.
Submit for
Huh?
Nova.
Submit for
You have
Novas.
you have a good eye for plugs. You know when the opportunity may arise.
Hey man,
itself.
when the opportunity arises for
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, so
Like
I sat
shake sales,
down.
stuff
I sat down and I
Like
looked
if
at these
it's
posts.
getting a little cold outside, if anyone wants to purchase some clothing or
cool.
accessories.
Do you
it's
have winter gear?
I set him up for that.
I
set him
some
up.
clothing.
He did.
Some
Give him
clothing.
credit again for the genius that is.
Yeah, we have new water cooler gang shirts. If people haven't.
Yeah, water
Oh.
cooler.
There's gonna be a winter clothing division pretty soon.
winter
launched for
What?
Turtleneck.
Winter
Some creature
2014
Carl mittens.
for hoodies and
Parkas.
scarves
Parkas. I would like a parka.
and long
I
underwear.
can knit some
But-
scarves
but-
for us.
You're gonna knit
I
scarves.
can crochet scarves.
Gonna
Tip
open
number
up a
3.
scarf
What
store.
is a crochet? It sounds like something a
Oh,
baker would
fuck.
do.
Yo,
Ah.
what the? Shut up! I'm trying to explain this. Jesus.
Anyways, Uber Hacks or Nova at
Fuck.
Tumblr.
That's not my Tumblr.
at
You fucking
Tumblr-
shouted out
um,
some random
hey,
person's
Tumblr.net.
Tumblr.
Submit
You
for Nova.
idiot.
The real
Submit-
Uber Hacks or
submit for Nova.
Submit for Nova
Submit for
at
Nova.
tumblr.net/ask.fm.
FM. Okay. As I was saying, I sat down and I was reading
hurry up?
these messages. I was reading them very thoroughly,
Mm.
and I was just getting fed up.
Mhm.
And then at the end of my line, I was like, "Yeah, God fucking damn it, we have to bring this back."
All right. Well, there you go.
That's all it takes, guys.
That's all it takes.
What's
God,
different?
God fucking damn it! I have to bring it back.
No, we
All his
well,
shoulder.
Me and Horton did the Asgard thing, which obviously didn't
Oh, Asgard!
really.
If you,
Asgard.
Tales
Hey,
of
guys.
It
Asgard,
didn't
if
work
you wanna-
out, you know,
on his-
as
on his
Treehouse like as we wanted. We just kind of alternated one extra person in there every once in a while, which a few of you guys still have to be
Make
in
an
there.
appearance.
I guess not you though. Not
Oh,
you.
well,
Not you. You don't even have a superhero attached to you.
yeah, I do.
Whoa.
What was that?
The Russian couple in that movie.
Pacific Rim.
Yes, you're both girl and guy.
What is your superhero?
Scarlett Johansson's character. She's
That's
Russian.
Spoon.
Natalia Romanoff.
That's Spoon.
Black Widow. That's Spoon.
Are you saying all the characters
How's
are
that Spoon?
taken?
You got to think outside the box here.
He
I
could
mean,
be,
you
Is
could
this
be
just in the
Black Panther.
Is this just in the
He could be
Thor
Daredevil.
universe, or is this just in the Avengers
I
in
thought it was
general?
Okay,
Avengers.
but
It's
they're both the
He
same
could be
universe.
Ant-Man.
It could be like anything in terms of the universe, but like we kind of did it based off of the
Yeah,
Avengers.
he took.
We're
Loki.
building things from the Avengers, pretty much.
Wait,
though.
Then
So-
what is the roster so far? Like,
so wait, is Black Widow is Spoon?
yeah,
When did he do that?
when we
Hey,
did our Avengers special.
Yeah, somebody drew him. As Black
Yeah, I know, but also, they drew me as Nick Fury, and I'm not Nick
Oh.
Fury. I'm Thor or Odin in the Asgard.
But
series.
Odin
So
is
people
open,
can-
so you can easily.
Yeah,
people
you
can switch
can
around.
switch.
Yeah,
You can
but
switch.
that drawing is the only thing that dictates Spoon is that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And that
and
drawing
that was well
I
before
supposed to
he
be
was in
Loki.
the group.
In that drawing, I was supposed to be Loki.
So that doesn't mean.
I think
that
the fans have to decide for this one. We're gonna need to see some drawings.
who it's gonna
Who are they
okay,
gonna
who are you
decide
gonna make
you
in
as?
the comment section? which Avenger or whatever character is who.
Wasp.
The Wasp. The Ant.
Well, last time I checked, we had a roster. You're Captain America.
Yes.
You're Loki.
Yes.
Koots,
Odin, Thor, Iron Man, which we were gonna do a Stark building.
So there's a whole bunch of
Spoilers.
things open.
Yeah,
You can be the Hulk.
Did you see the new Thor trailer? They have
No.
more shots of Asgard in there.
Yeah.
Were you excited about that?
No.
Okay.
no.
Can I be Stan
It's pretty
Lee?
big to build.
No.
So
That's not fair.
Because then I get to dictate all the
No, that's
universes
not how it
and-
No!
goes. That's not how it goes.
I feel like we
You
would
can't
end up
be
saying
mis-
offensive things.
You can't probably.
I'll just
We
stay
can
in
make. We
bed
can build like a
all
petting
day.
zoo. We could do that.
I'll be bedbound the whole entire recording session.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
You guys will have to like bring me like pork chops and
You can
and
make
buckets of
you
water.
can make like
Super
30-second
offensive here.
30-second cameos in one of our episodes and
Oh, yeah, there
shit.
you go.
30
So he'd just
second
be in the
video.
background pretty much.
He could be like a.
You get one line.
Hey,
Yeah.
check out the new Avengers movie.
He doesn't even say that.
I don't know.
You
It's
just have to
usually just
Yeah, he says
No,
that in the Avengers movie. Check out the new Avengers movie
guys-
that you're watching.
But anyway, a more traditional treehouse. I came up with having it done here locally. Like a lot of people were asking how it was recorded or whatever, and it was done here, all local pretty much. With what, 6 of us?
Yep.
Yeah.
So the idea was that because we had the mixer and these mics,
This thing right here.
for one, we wouldn't cut out anymore with Skype, so
Yeah.
we weren't using Skype at all. But then on top of that, when you have 3 to like each table or so, Aleks was in the middle here, we could actually see each other talk, and maybe that would prevent us cutting each other off, which for a little bit it worked. There were some moments that were kind of
Chaotic.
There were some moments that were chaotic,
When-
but I think it was because of like
there's parts of the
creepers coming
first
in
one
and
that
stuff.
went up, and there's where like the whole audio is just like a big, like just a
Yeah.
big block of just everyone.
It was funny
screaming.
watching over
It was
here.
when the creeper like
Yeah,
attacked
when
or
we got
whatever
invaded.
did.
At
Yeah,
night, yeah, that's
but that I guess that's kind of reasonable
Well,
though. That we got
I
invaded.
have a question within that, so you can maybe answer it. And
No, I can't.
Put everybody at peace. Why do you feel like are we gonna stick to this? Because a lot of people want us to have our individual
Oh no! A lot of
perspectives.
people were saying that like, will I post it on my channel? No, it's Hub exclusive.
Yep.
Nobody will be posting their own perspectives. We felt like it's better that way because like now people don't really have to worry about something going on their perspective.
There's no pressure to be constantly doing something.
Yeah.
It's
entertaining.
more natural.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
more natural for us to like if something fun happens or something epic happens or something terrifying happens, we act on it. We don't have to constantly feel like we need to entertain our side of our audience.
Yeah.
But there are still going to be sessions that are done like over the internet where anybody can join in. Like Spoon or Z can easily do another session through Skype through the old way, but we have set, I guess, days right where we'll do the same. We'll do the same layout that we had with the first few episodes, where we'll be here like kind of like a LAN setup, and we'll do a couple hours, I guess, on that.
Yeah.
Spoon's editing the series, by the way. If you guys didn't know that, Spoon has taken the reins on editing that. I think he's doing a pretty good job. Good job so far.
and that's what really matters. Treetopia, every
I think it's Tuesday and Thursday, right?
Every Tuesday and
every
Thursday.
Tuesday and Thursday.
I'm like
Everything is scary.
There's two Treetopias a week, Tuesday and Thursday, and they'll generally be around 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So
So everybody gets a good
So
chunk
look
of
out for
everything.
that. Not too late to catch up on it. If,
There you go.
We just started it too.
Well, only
It's
like,
like
what,
it could
2
be.
parts in?
You know, you don't have to
Yeah,
be
I
like
think we're 2
those
parts in right
fandoms.
now.
They come in like mad late after
Like,
like
oh.
season 3. Man, I don't know anything.
By
Everybody spoiled
episode
this.
30, we will still be building the community tree.
Yeah.
So there
Hopefully I'll stop
isn't
doing
much
my
to
Let's
lose.
Play.
Yes, everybody has
So,
their own solo Let's Play.
Speaking of new things, we also have another new short or series or
That was a
mini
terrible
series or
fucking-
I
minisode
think
or
you did a great job.
Speaking of new things.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah,
So what are you
every
going to use for the next one? Speaking of new
Speaking
things.
of other new
talking
series
about
we
the
have.
creatures, and I'll segue it.
I like that.
You just
You guys
you get
give him very
creative with
little
it.
credit. Come on.
I didn't want to listen to you talk about
He
more. of
completely
your-
derailed
if
the
you-
entire
no, no,
thing
no.
by calling Jordan. What the fuck? Like,
If you talked, you would fucking go and promote every single one of your series because you promoted Asgard in this one.
Already?
You promoted some of your own solo shit.
Already?
And then we just started.
And you also promoted your fucking winter gear.
Of course. Of course. Why wouldn't I
Wait,
do
you
that?
have winter gear?
Absolutely. Heat packs, winter
Mittens.
coats, mittens.
What do you
Heat
put a
pack?
design on a heat pack?
Yeah.
This is like
It's an
like,
HD
well, like
heat pack.
what,
Put a little
what
thing,
Shaq promoted?
Yeah.
Oh god, I want
What
one of
the
those.
He's trying to get us soda
Yeah.
sponsorship, but
Get an immortal HP
Shaq,
heat pack.
Shaq Fu. Hey,
Shaq Fu.
Are you?
I think
signaling-
so.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I think he's signaling me to
Yep.
seamlessly transition into
Seamless.
Supercast.
This
the
is the part where it
series.
like fades in, does like
This is
a
part of you, too.
Supercast.
like,
Should be.
like a clock.
I'm
like a
waiting to
clock
see the
transition, like a
segue
clock
into
wipe,
it. I want to
This is a
see
good
it.
one.
like a clock wipe into your
Oh,
transition.
clock.
Hey, I like that, like old school TV shit.
Yeah.
Hi.
Your day.
Okay.
Well, anyway, Supercast. We decided to give Chip and Marshall their own series. You guys
Why
want
the
to talk about
fuck
the
are you pointing
Do you guys
at
want
me?
to talk about the evolution of Supercast?
Oh
and
my
what it was?
God!
Because hold on. Before we do
interesting
that,
question,
when we
Dan.
were doing meetings trying to figure out these new series, these two already had an established series called Supercast where they were going to be shoutcasters. But we had
Whatever
these-
you do, please don't say they. He.
Okay.
This is gonna be another
well,
30-minute
so they had Supercast. They were going to be
give me a second.
shoutcasters, but we have Chip and Marshall now that are really cool characters that were created for head to head, that have kind of transitioned or from that to we had them on the Spartacus live stream that we had that did really well and
Spin-offs.
people really liked it. So we were like, okay, what if Chip and Marshall were the Supercast guys, and every single time we had a meeting discussing where Aleks and James had to figure out how they were going to transition those two characters into the series. They would talk for probably about an hour and a half.
At
And-
least.
No, I'm sorry, not talk. Yell at each other for an hour and a half
Yeah.
over what the series was going to be, because Aleks had a different idea and James had a different idea. Sometimes they had the same idea, but they would yell at each other.
No,
It's very hard.
For the longest, the first thing was them two arguing about the same thing they both wanted.
Yeah. Like, they had the same exact idea. They just didn't communicate it properly to each
No,
other.
What idea?
bullshit.
No,
Bullshit.
Dan, I'd like to cut
Listen,
you off
Aleks just
right there.
was
bullshit. This is
understanding.
what I said.
Alright,
Don't
he's gonna
say
start.
It's very
they.
hard
This
having
is
like
what I
such
said.
a
You
huge,
don't say they. Shut up.
I don't
Shut
have
up.
much of creative input when it comes to things anymore.
God damn it.
And I feel like I get cut off a lot, especially when talking about ideas. And my coworker here, Mr. James, likes to raise his voice to a decibel, which is very unreasonable on his
One
behalf.
decibel.
It's okay. I'm adjusting audio as we go.
One
So-
decibel.
Okay.
To a decibel higher than normal
Two
to
decibels.
relay his thoughts. So it's
Well,
very
you
it's
guys,
very hard.
you guys
but
take over the inception of
Listen.
Supercast.
Listen, the day.
we're gonna let James talk in this one.
Yes, please
James,
do.
I don't
Because
know
you
if
don't. You did let me talk
I
when we were
don't know.
fucking doing it before.
I don't know if we're showing.
James, would you like to talk about how much you hated me during all this?
I fucking hated you so much. So much. It takes a real fucking idiot to not only not understand what I'm saying, not understand what Sly is saying,
Oh, why am I putting it?
not understand what Dan is saying, and when all three are telling you the same thing,
There were
he
points.
still gets it wrong.
There were points where, like we would try to get in and explain what James was saying to Aleks.
I literally sat there and said, "Help me." Sly explains it. He still doesn't get it. Help us. Dan comes in, says it. He still doesn't get it. Somebody needs to come down from the heavens and explain this to this man.
Why couldn't
to
you explain
get-
it?
Because it wasn't getting through after like 5 or 6 times.
I think it's because you were yelling the whole time.
Bull. If it was, then why didn't it go through when he told you or when Dan told you?
I think Jordan said it. And said it best.
Jordan showed him the
Jordan
light.
throughout the whole time was majority of the time quiet because both of you guys were yelling. I remember Beck was in there. Beck looked at Jordan and she told me this and stuff, and he went like, he's like, pretty much told Beck that he gave up. So it was mainly.
I didn't
between both
appreciate
of
you
yous.
yelling at me that much, to be honest. You know,
I didn't
I felt
appreciate
as your
brain not functioning during that point in time.
You say that it's all me.
It was.
You say that it's all me, but I think we both know.
You're fucking
we
full
both
of
know.
shit.
I'm
We
gonna leave
both
it at-
know
I think,
what?
I think we both know what
We
really
both
happened.
know.
We both know what really
We
happened.
both know what went on that
We
day.
both know that.
Yeah, Dan, you guys kiss.
You fucking
Kiss is made up.
Why do I feel like
Happy ending.
Why do I feel like we're married and then I'm your wife that you constantly abuse? Why do I feel like even in
Yeah.
public?
I think this is a lot like Married with Children.
even in public?
Even in public,
You could be the really
for
hot
the record,
chick, and I
even in
could be the
public,
really,
James yells at me,
I
so
always
this is
wanted to be a
nothing
really
new.
hot chick.
Love them.
I
lot of
think
people
I
say
think
go.
I need not only that whole drinking rehab, I need like a battered women's shelter, like
Dan could be the
like
neighbor.
a slot
I beat
because
you.
And Kucha could be his wife.
you just threw this thing at me
Yeah,
earlier.
the whole
This,
series right there.
this
Yeah,
is just
it
a
did.
small
Yeah,
small
it did.
Married
tasting
with
of what
Creatures?
happens.
Yeah, there you go.
People say you guys argue like an old married couple a lot.
I don't
I
understand.
mean, people say that about James and anybody else he yells at. So
True.
Jordan and Asgard and me and like Herschel's Land and shit like
It's
that.
not even like.
I think it goes a little
It's
bit higher.
just that he legitimately does
all
not
me.
understand.
Me.
He doesn't
me.
understand.
That just reminded me of that moment from Supercast where Spoon was like,
Yeah.
"Only me,
Only me.
only I drink,
just me.
only me."
So super fun show to film. Obviously, fun
Oh,
to
yeah,
work with.
Supercast.
Fun to work with James every single day of my life, and to get yelled at.
Yeah.
That's what I love waking up to. So
So what is the concept behind Supercast? So like the first episode was obviously a short, and the teaser we posted for the
See,
next
now even
episode.
in you asking that, he'll give you a completely
Hold on.
different
Okay,
thing
well,
than me.
Let's see what happens here. Okay, so
Oh,
the
no.
teaser for the next episode is you two shoutcasting Smite.
Mhm.
So I mean, what are we to expect from the series episode to episode?
well, here's the way I see it, Dan.
I'm ready for this.
Because okay, this is the source of their argument is what the series is and how they do it. So here we go.
Supercast has a lot of potential to it. The way I see
Yeah.
it, definitely.
too.
I
think we all agree with that.
The chronicles and the life of Chip and Marshall are heavily emphasized in this series.
Yeah.
From the beginnings, as the first episode is labeled, to hopefully the endings, and hopefully we get
That's
to
the
see a
finale.
lot of.
When they die.
Yeah, when they get killed.
First of all,
That could happen.
It could happen.
you never know. You never know because of mostly because the finale's not written out, but you never really
Well, second
know.
of all, if you want to kill
First
them
of all,
off,
I'm still talking.
I'm still on
here.
second of all.
I'm still
first
here.
Of all.
Okay,
I'm still on
thirdly-
second of all.
First of all, I'm
Thirdly-
still on second off.
Anyway,
Thirdly,
I would have to okay the death of my character.
no.
What if
Yeah.
what if Marshall died and Chip had to deal with it?
Chip had an emotional
He
breakdown.
gets
after-
buried with his megaphone.
But it turns out he was alive all along, and then the other brother has to save him. There you go. Look at that.
It would be
Yeah.
pretty intense.
That's
But you-
spoilers. We're gonna use that.
We can expect a lot of things from the life
you
and
You just
times.
come to wake him up one morning and you're like, Marshall, Marshall, and he just has like a cigarette like in his mouth.
He's dead.
There's like a bunch of them.
Yeah, I don't really see Marshall's
Like-
life expectancy being that high.
Well, you know, he's only 16 years old and he sounds like that.
Is this confirmed? Marshall is of 16 years of age.
Someone did ask their age.
Well, you would think they're younger considering their dad looks like he's in his 20s. But
He's not a day over 16.
No, I was joking about the 16.
Should make
See,
that
that's the
canon.
thing about
Man, I
the
feel really
series
bad.
though is it's all improvised. Like none of it's planned really. So it's like whatever.
Don't say that.
Well, there
This
are
is
some,
all heavily calculated,
There are some planned
thought
elements
out,
in there.
laid
There are some
out,
planned elements.
storyboarded, scripted, drawn out,
Animated,
animated,
filmed.
Even put into
cinematographized,
Yeah.
Even put into 3D.
commentaried. Let's
straight
play.
to DVD.
He's asking you about the concept. Of
I was
Yeah.
talking about the concept
Okay.
before you were talking about
I want-
secondly
I'm-
bullshit.
Go
Straight to
into the
DVD.
concept. I want to hear the concept.
Concept
Good enough for the big screen.
is that you will get to see a lot of transition between the two characters, Chip and Marshall.
Chip and Marshall.
You'll get to see. What are you fucking doing right now? Can you not stab yourself in the eye when I'm talking about the amazing show
Okay,
Supercast
yeah,
premiering every single
Yeah.
Wednesday?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Was it every Wednesday?
Yeah, it's every Wednesday.
Good stuff.
So yeah, basically the life and times of Chip and Marshall. Lots of fun things to expect, especially in next.
How often are you guys going to be shoutcasting, and how often is it going to be like a short?
Here we go.
That's what I
Well, the
wanted
way
to
I
do.
There
see
we
it is,
go.
it really depends on how the episode pans out. We may not even shoutcast for some of the episodes, as it turned out for the first episode was supposed to have shoutcasting in it, but unfortunately,
the first episode was supposed to be the short and then the Smite shoutcasting, but it ended up being the short ended up being
it ran a little too long.
Yeah. So we split it up, but yeah.
What do you think?
I don't want to think right now.
There you go. That's Supercast for you.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell.
No argument for me there, man. You got it.
So anyway, hopefully you guys
pretty
enjoyed the
surprising.
first
Good job.
Supercast. Hopefully you'll like the second one. We laughed so hard when we were making that. One, because I was really tired. Aleks was really tired. But at the same, so we were a little loopy. But it was hilarious stuff going back and watching like what we got.
Yeah, that really sucked.
I ruined.
Aleks fell asleep on set.
He fell asleep right before he started doing the shoutcasting part. He was like asleep for a good 10 minutes on that table because we were setting up.
Responsibility.
It was a good sleep. It's just hard because we've been like going so much like harder with the creatures. It's like going from like just our normal everyday thing, just worrying about our channels, like hardcore, like worrying about our channel and.
Hey, you know that actually segues well into a fan question.
Holy shit!
That's right.
And it
Creatures
says
Play.
about balancing your personal lives with YouTubing. Now continue.
I don't know. Is what was the question again? I'm sorry. I didn't really.
Just
hear.
said like about balancing
How do you
your
balance?
lives.
It's
How do you
hard.
balance
It's hard.
with
Recreational time.
The
Yes,
reality.
Sly, please tell us about balancing your life.
Why do you come at me like that?
I don't know.
Tell me, is there a reason behind
Well, I mean, what time did you go to bed?
that? I went to bed at a reasonable time. I went to sleep around 5.
5 a.m.
It's a reasonable time to get to sleep.
Yeah. You know, if we had a Creature Talk with Jordan today, it would have been you had to waking up at 9 a.m. right?
Oh yeah, that's right. We had been up like really early.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, it's difficult because not only we have to worry about our channels, but we have to worry about how YouTube constantly fucks it up or changes it up on us, and then now going even more like harder with the creatures, it gives us like very little room to bullshit with like what we used to do before.
Yeah, I think I explained a little bit on one of the other Creature Talks about people don't know when YouTube changes. Like people don't know how we have to adjust to YouTube
God,
changes.
it's the worst.
Like they don't know how much YouTube changes because you can only see the interface, you see the layout change every once in a while, but there's a lot of shit that they change.
A lot of back end stuff.
Yeah, they change a lot of internal shit too, and like that's stuff that we have to adjust to. What else was I gonna say? I went brain dead.
It's all right.
On to you, Seamus.
On to me. I think I do. Segue.
Did you just segue from his segue?
Yeah.
Segue to his.
It's pretty good.
I like that though.
Well, there goes whatever that was.
Oh, it landed on its
That
thing.
water bottle landed
creature
perfectly.
Do you know there's a creature water bottle fan fiction floating around?
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
You stick your dick in the.
Well, we are constantly drinking out of him.
So, yeah. So
His
just a little shout out to
quench my
the
thirst.
author of the creature water bottle fan
Those are
fiction.
great.
But it was Seamus' turn again. You're gonna try to take away his shit.
He segued out of his segue.
I was talking about his segue to me. I wasn't talking about my segue.
I thought you were segueing.
Yeah,
No,
out.
I was referencing
he
his
was gonna
segue.
start
Well, by
saying
all
something.
means,
So
Yeah, I was
Alex,
gonna say
Alex
something.
just misinterpreted that moment. So I
Alright,
mean,
please,
it happens.
sorry.
It happens.
Again,
He apologized though.
It's all right.
You are a
No,
better
you
man
meant.
than I am.
He's-
I didn't
every
even say
single
I was. Okay.
aspect.
All right.
that
thank
there
you.
is. No,
All right.
no, thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad I could grace.
Thank you.
I'm glad I could grace you with my presence. It's all right.
Doing more than
I
that.
see you took the seat next to me, so that's good.
Absolutely.
All right.
I didn't get to choose.
Just to be a little bit closer to you.
It's all right. We held hands for a little bit.
Mhm.
I see your game.
Mhm.
That was the only reason he sat next to me.
Absolutely. Positive.
He did not want to touch change.
Positively.
Nope.
He did not want to-
Positivity.
Positively.
Anyways.
You were gonna say?
I don't know. I don't think I balance it very well. I mean, it's like I don't. I, mean,
I don't
it's
think
like,
I don't think many of us balance it.
I think Jordan's
really
the
well.
only one that
I
has,
think.
I think we're all
probably
going
he
off
probably
of
has the best
Jordan's
balance.
schedule.
It's
If
like,
we had our own schedules, we'd probably be on like Creature Talk at like 2 a.m. or something.
yeah. Like yeah, guys, we're doing Creature Talk at 6:45 a.m.
The days that I have to sit here, well, I don't have to.
Oh.
I find a little bit of enjoyment.
James doesn't
in
have
it
to.
as
Okay.
I sit there and yell at Jordan almost every day of my life.
Pretty much.
He just takes it, so it's
Believe me,
like a verbal stress
if he
ball.
did manage it well, in an ideal world, there would be no me yelling at Jordan. But
I don't know. I don't know if I would like that. I've been always saying I always
Of him yelling at Jordan?
Yes.
Yeah, I want him to continue.
I have to remind him
I
of things that he forgot, and I have to yell at him to do stuff.
It's just funny to see James pissed. Like, it's just like...
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real funny.
Well, when I'm not the one getting yelled at, it's hilarious, I guess.
It's always fun for everyone who isn't getting yelled at by James.
So everyone else watches on, and it's just like, yeah.
Seems to be a pattern lately
Oh,
of
God.
who James yells at.
There is no pattern. It is you.
Whoever deserves it gets
and
it.
There's a massive
You join
amount
the
of
Horden
self-importance going on when he's yelling.
I gotta take tips on how Horden handles it.
He doesn't.
Go talk to him in
You know what
private.
he does? He don't. He
Rolls off his
does.
back.
He goes to his chair, leans back, and starts listening to Danny.
He'll be like,
And then now his new thing is like he goes acts Ketchum. He flips his fucking hat backwards and acts ghetto.
another thing is he doesn't argue back.
Oh, that's true.
He just takes it.
Often does not argue back.
He
That's
just says
true.
you got a good point or something like that.
Good point.
Yeah, good point.
Sometimes he'll be like James will yell at him or something, and he'll be like, and that's why I did this. Like he'll do that, but he hardly ever actively attacks
These
James
are all
back.
things that need to
But
be
he does
written
do
down.
it though. He does do half of the shit that I would after yelling at him. Then he'll go through with some of the shit. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And that's what really matters.
That is where
that's where the heart is.
That's where the contrast lies there. You know, in Horden's contrast, the end result is getting stuff done. The end result with him is an infinite circle that continues to go around.
I want to ask you something real talk. Between all the creatures, which one is the ones that are harder to work with, and who are the ones that are easy to work with? When it comes to like describing and just talking, overall, you think Koots will be the easiest one because he listens to you, and him being the worst one because he just
Obviously, them two are at the bottom of the list, and everybody else is higher.
But if we flip the list upside down, all of a sudden,
Yeah, in Bizarro World, the list
at the bottom.
would be better
Now
suited to
we're
you.
here.
But this isn't Bizarro World. It's Earth, and it's
Welcome
not
to it.
Bizarro Earth. It's regular Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
You know, you make me
Welcome to
feel
Earth.
bad sometimes.
I just try to see it logically. You know.
I like it. No, it's like
I'm a man of logic.
He's still trying to let you win, but just telling you where you're
In
going.
Bizarro World,
Yeah, in Bizarro World, you'd win in Bizarro World.
One day the world will flip.
But you also wouldn't be Russian. You'd be American, and
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what would I be?
I don't know. What's like the opposite?
Of Latino?
It's the opposite of Russian American.
Is it?
Well, you have it's like the Cold War. It's like
this
it's like the Cold War.
So it's the
This is
opposite.
getting
I'll
into
be
all
the same.
kinds of topics
I'll
right
be,
now.
I'll be from Spain, since the people from
Oh,
Spain.
there you go, yeah.
There you go.
Are you gonna talk about that question that you got? That you
Oh yeah, I was just we kind of went over it a little bit about managing personal stuff.
How do we balance it?
I don't think no.
We don't.
So we can't
Don't.
really. We have personal
wake up, you
channel.
either feel tired or
Or not tired.
Or not tired?
For me, it's like depends on like I'm either not freaking out or I'm freaking out. Depends if I have content for my channel, and then I'm gonna be like, all right, I have at least one video for today. I'm safe. Like today, I'm freaking out because I don't have shit to go up. I'm like, shit. What am I gonna do?
If there's a day we don't post a video, usually that means we either woke up late,
Yeah.
got really lazy,
Yeah.
The person that we wanted to record was not there.
yep, forgot to upload, or last case probably doesn't happen a lot. YouTube fucked up.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. That happens.
That does happen
that
a
happens
lot.
rarely though. Happens rarely.
I don't know.
Is that
That-
sarcasm or
no,
what?
that you don't. No, not that
we
YouTube.
have- we
YouTube
have-
does fuck up. Right
we
now,
have
it's
the
doing
ability
like.
to still upload.
Just the other day, they had like a 500 gateway error or something. The entire
Well,
site was down. And
Yeah, I
couldn't
uploaded a video
Yeah,
and it told me it was
but
going to
I'm
take
saying, how much-
17,000 minutes.
how much
The
does
thing
that
is,
happen,
though,
though?
like the thing is, let's say, because this has happened to me way more times than I'd like it to
Okay,
happen.
what?
Where there's something scheduled, let's say Creature Talk at 1 o'clock, and I want to get up and I want to upload, and YouTube in that specific, 1 little hour is down, goes up immediately
Go on.
following that, but after that, I'm occupied because I'm doing, whether it's this or whether it's a short or something like that. That's happened way more times than I would have liked it to happen, where it was like, I want to wake up, quick upload this, then go do Creature Talk or whatever. Oh, I wake up, YouTube's fucking up.
You're out.
I gotta go, I guess. Whatever, I can't upload.
Yeah, like I was saying the other day,
I'm shit out of luck.
One of my videos said it was going to take 17,000 minutes to process. Like,
Only that.
if you don't know how many days that is, I think it's roughly 11 days. So I have to upload my stuff 11 days in advance for it to finally like.
Shit.
This video is taking longer than usual to process.
You've
Please
been
wait.
entered into a queue. Have
Yeah.
fun waiting until we don't know when.
When you get stuck on the processing,
Considering
Yeah.
how far along YouTube has gone, you'd think everything would be a lot more streamlined.
I think.
It's
When
not.
When it gets stuck at
I think it's
95%,
not.
I'm like, what the fuck
At
am I
first
Damn, it's only
you
5%.
thought-
Let's go,
At
man.
first you thought.
The thing is, people that upload
But
videos
then you
themselves,
realize-
people that upload videos themselves, they know about like all the problems and stuff like that. But other people are just like, why can't you just upload this? It's like sometimes you just can't.
It's like, well, check back in 11 days when it's finally done
You
processing.
have personal channel. We are now going like full on with the fucking hub stuff. You have
Trying very
personal
hard.
stuff on your own time or whatever, and then
Plus,
you
we
know,
have conventions and visiting family
Yes.
and
I literally don't think we have enough hours to get everything done that we need to get done.
Probably
Or
not.
we want to get done.
Maybe-
But the thing is, people won't believe that.
No.
People
No.
don't believe
People think
that.
that we're just lazy.
People
Yeah.
think that you sit your ass in the chair, you can knock everything out all at once.
you just
when
play
they're-
video games and
yeah.
that's it. And it's like, it's usually a
Why
lot
do
more
we?
to
I
it.
feel like we always
Yeah.
come back to this topic and we try to justify our work so bad.
We're not really justifying the work, because I mean,
We're explaining
at the
it.
end of the day, yeah, we do sit on our ass and play video games and stuff like that. But at this point, there's a lot more to it than what there once was.
Yeah, they completely changed the game.
It's completely
Yep.
different
Well,
than
how,
like it's
actually,
night and day
can I
compared
ask
to
you
last
something?
year.
How much do you think of that time is actually spent playing video games? Between like
Probably
editing,
less than half.
uploading.
Yeah, it would
Probably
be
less
like,
than half.
You would give, say, like an hour or two, like to a session or something like that. Then, you know, editing it, uploading it, you know, maybe fucking coming back to it after you have to do a short or something like that.
Maybe you
because,
wanna
know,
read the
Re-editing,
comments.
That's what happened to me in Head to Head. I realized that
Yeah.
the first episode was like 40 minutes long. I'm like, this ain't right.
Oops.
There was just a little snippet of music at the very end that I didn't catch. I'm like, well, I feel dumb.
It
And I had to
happens.
redo the whole thing again.
There's no way to really like anticipate any of the problems.
Yeah,
so
you
if
can't
something
predict.
comes up, it's bound to fuck up something else. Like there's always a chain.
Have you seen the new mistake, as in late that when
the annotations one?
No, well, not only that.
The
but-
annotations one is terrible.
Is it? Well, the new mistake in YouTube today is anytime that you have like an intro or something like that or whatever, and you do like I guess when you go from one screen and you kind of like blend it. What is it that when you
A
fade away into that? All the things, at least all my intros, when they had it fade away the past few days, just become pixelated. Like just
I've
Yeah,
seen
mine do that
videos like
too.
that get pixelated.
Might have been
like,
doing that
midway
too a little
through.
bit.
when you do
really weird.
transitions is when it.
I can see it randomly in videos. Like, in the
I-
middle of a video,
I
it'll
catch
just
it
turn
more.
pixelated. I don't
I
know.
catch it more when I do transition, I guess. But yeah, I guess it's randomly, and I don't know if this is just because it's Geek Week.
Haha, Geek
I think it's
Week.
ending. I think it's like last day or something.
Yeah, and like the oh, by the way, what they decided to do is like if you were to click away from like if you watch a video from James and you go to the comment section of the video and you click away from the video and you type 1337, everything turns all the chat comments turn to Elite Speak.
I did
what
not
they
know
did.
that.
That's what they did for Geek Week.
Wow. It's
I don't mind
amazing how much time they could put into a script to do that.
I don't
While
mind
having
them.
their site work.
Yeah, like I don't mind them doing like stupid stuff like that.
As
It's
long
just
as it
like
doesn't
fun,
aff-
but like if it breaks the website, then it's kind of
Was
not
it
as
really worth
efficient.
it?
Like
Yeah.
it's cool. I always like when stuff.
They
like
have that
happens, but-
audience thing now for select people where you can see your
Oh,
top
yeah, I
fans,
was
and I'm
looking at
sure
that.
that broke something in the process.
Steven is my third most active person that watches my stuff.
Really?
pretty good.
Yeah, Steven. Is he a fan of you guys?
I didn't
Nope.
see him. No.
I had Cry. I showed you my list.
Oh yeah,
Cry was in my top
Cry-
three for
Cry
whatever
was in it.
reason. It's weird. I don't know if that's exactly like right because it says
don't know.
beta, so
but,
I don't know.
But if it's true, now we can go to those comments like, fucking, I remember this because I've been subscribed since I was like this, like
Yeah.
2 years, and you
A lot
check,
of
it's
the-
like 2013. I'm like, what are you talking
Yeah, a
about?
lot of the like
It's just when they make the account. What are you saying?
a lot of the most popular ones of mine have been from like 2012 and 2013. Like there were a couple 2011s and maybe like a 2009, but
Really?
like most of this like more active people have been newer people like 2012, 2013.
yeah, I've noticed that too.
Like I said, I
Maybe-
saw like
maybe.
maybe I saw a couple 2009s.
I wanted to
like,
see how many people like stuck around or whatever, and it was a lot of 2012s and 2013s.
Maybe just people got
I had a
tired
few
of our
old
shit.
ones.
probably they're like I'm sick of this guy.
I said I had a few old ones in there still. Like
Yeah, there were some
that
2009s.
most
I mean,
active.
that's
Yeah.
quite a bit old. I mean, I only started my channel like late 2008 anyway, so
Yeah.
pretty good.
But yeah,
Well, moving on.
Yes, more
Creatures
series.
Yes, at the end of the
play.
day, we can't manage it.
No,
pretty
we
much.
suck at it. We're still learning.
It's
Nobody has written a book of how to YouTube.
We need 201 tips on. How
The
to
thing is,
YouTube.
we don't have a team or anything like that, like most people do.
Also-
Most people have they get footage, send it off, editing team takes care of it. We don't have to worry about it. Like we don't have any of that. We don't
for
have
the
any
hub, for the
external-
hub, we have that. We have
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, but he's still on.
Yeah.
He's still
I'm
with
the
us.
editing
He still
team.
goes to events and stuff.
He's
like
not
that.
like an external team where it's like, well, he's not doing shit
on
for
top
us.
of
and give it
that,
to
and on
him.
top of that, I was gonna say like, there's not like in normal jobs they're like, all right, this is what needs to be, this is what changed, this is what you need to do. When something changes, we're like, what
Oh
the
boy,
fuck-
time to figure out how to do this.
What the fuck do we do? And it like takes us either weeks or even months to figure like what's new.
Yes, very hard life for all of us here
Yes.
at the Creature Hub.
Very
My
cry,
life
very
is
cry.
hard.
So,
Believe.
more series. Speaking of very hard lives,
Wow. Wow.
It's very
That-
hard.
Wow.
That's like instant transition. Just say the last thing that was said. Speaking of the last things that were said, we're new series.
Oh,
The
wow.
Creatures Play.
What
This
does the
is
hard life have to do with?
the creatures play.
Creatures Play.
Which he already crossed out, I think.
Yeah, here we go.
crossed it out before we even did it.
I've been
What an
trying to
asshole.
cross it out,
What
and
an
then you guys
asshole.
segue back into the other shit.
You never tried to segue into that.
Yeah, you never.
He did
you
at one.
tried.
He did.
He
at one
did.
point.
He did try.
Anyway,
Did?
He did.
He did at one point.
tried.
Thank God I
I did.
did.
I'm
And
listening- I'm
moving
listening
on
to
to
everybody
which
talk,
Sly
but-
said it's very hard, and he started talking about the whole YouTube thing again.
He did try.
Yeah.
I do that a lot.
It's all right.
All right. So the creatures play. You want to head
Creatures
that
play?
up?
Creatures Play.
I forget what that's about.
I
The
can
Creatures Play is us essentially playing random games.
It's the video game
it-
series that guy was asking about.
That is the video game
Where's
series.
the Vigi games, please?
Video games.
We started off that with playing some Minecraft Spleg and then some
Hide and seek.
hide and seek. That is specifically Z's series. He handles that and stuff like that. Edits it.
That's C's baby.
It's his baby. And what was that face?
I don't know.
You want to
baby.
explain why you made
Can
it?
you tell us why was that face made?
That's going up every other week, alternating with head to head on the weekends. Head to head usually goes up Saturday and Sunday, and Creatures Play will go on Saturday, Sunday as well. So they'll be alternating weekends. This weekend in particular is head to head. So next weekend you'll see more Creatures Play.
Oh
so,
wow. Speaking of head to head, it's not on there.
Speaking of head to head, we have a new series with Sheamus.
in this series.
New series with Seamus.
What is it
I don't
called?
know how much we want to talk about it. If we want to give everything
How
away
much
because
do
it's
you
not
wanna talk
up
about?
yet.
Seamus, it's
Oh.
your series. It's your
Well,
baby.
Sheamus should talk about his series.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like
give away
that.
as much as you want to
Good
give
job.
away.
Alright.
The first episode up will be going up on Tuesday. Generally, I think it'll be going up on Mondays, but we didn't get everything filmed with Koots that we needed to film before we could post it. So we have to film.
So
some
it's
stuff on
Coots'
Tuesday
fault
and,
the series that everybody
fucking
would want to
slacker.
see.
See that?
Can't believe
so
that.
Seamus, take it
Back to
away.
me. So originally this was kind of an idea I had for my channel. I wanted to I got the idea from Dan's Christmas gift, I believe, the dictionary of sarcasm, which was pretty neat. So basically I want to take like certain words or certain objects or phrases, whatever, and kind of define it sarcastically, and then I wanted it to kind of transition into like an animation of like whatever I was talking about to give it a little bit more stuff to it. But because animators are pretty difficult to find, I never did it, and then I brought it up for us to use, but we're not going to be using animations. We're going to be using something else, which I'm sure people can figure out from that, since there's not really much else you can do. It's either like animations or shorts.
Interpretive dance.
Interpretive dance. There you go. It'll be like the SpongeBob episode.
Yeah.
I don't have a Simpsons episode for that.
You don't.
I'm there might be an interpretive
There
dance
has
one.
to be.
We saw a
There's a
teaser
ri-
for
there's a
it
Riverdale
earlier.
one.
and
I liked
actually,
it. I was cracking up.
It's pretty funny. As Sly pointed out, like I didn't even envision this, but I look pretty scummy
Yeah.
in it. Like
he's the Quagmire of the creatures.
I look pretty scummy, and it's pretty funny.
I feel dirty just
I
watching
found my
him.
brush, by the way. So next
Oh,
time,
yeah, we
can
need to
make
get
your
like
hair lot more
a
fine.
spray bottle too.
Yeah.
Need one of those.
Yeah, it's a interesting little series, and it'll be every other week.
Yes.
Every other Monday is the idea for it.
What's
And,
the premise of this series? Are you gonna teach us how to sarcasm?
I'm gonna try.
All right.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah,
Wow.
and nobody
Do my
will ever
best.
be able to complain ever about it because it's so
Nope.
good.
It is the epitome. The epitome.
Were you laughing at my comment?
No, I was just laughing at that fucking name. The series.
Which one? The one that's after the one that I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Okay.
Oh, that was Spoon.
What the fuck?
That was Spoon. No, okay, so the other series, and it's not really
Was
even a
it, are we
series.
done,
Are we
with
done
Shea-
with him?
I think for the most part, I mean,
Yeah,
You feel like you're done?
I feel like
new
Don't want to spoil it. Don't want to spoil
When
it.
is it premiering?
premieres
I just
Tuesday.
said Tuesday.
I believe
Tuesday.
Tuesday,
If you could hear Dan,
barring
we're
any
not done.
unfortunate
Yeah,
circumstances.
it should
that
be
may-
up around Tuesday. If not, it'll be up Wednesday.
So around Tuesday or
Tuesday-ish
Yeah.
Or next week.
next week.
Or Tuesday-ish.
or Tuesday-ish.
Um,
Some Tuesday coming up.
But the other thing
Or
is
Monday.
something new we
Or
tried
Monday.
out yesterday with the Elysium movie night, which was us talking spoilers. So it's like a separate thing off of the movie night where we're just talking specifically about spoilers for people who've seen the movie or want to be spoiled for it and not go see it.
Because
So, yeah.
sometimes wasting $12 is not worth it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
So,
agree.
That's that. I mean, we're just kind of testing out, see how you guys like it, and see how it does. And if you guys like it and want to see more of it, we'll do more of it. And yeah, so that's pretty much that. I mean, it's just usually the last few last few movie nights I've had to cut out us talking about spoilers. So I figured just make a separate.
With that
thing.
one, we didn't even do that though. Like that format wasn't even like you didn't take what we had already taken. We kind of recorded that separately.
Yeah, we did record it separately.
So that wasn't even.
What we planned for?
Well, we
Yeah.
hinted at stuff. It's just like
Hey, we were going to still try it, right? It's all about trying it. If people like it, then we go with it.
I'm going with it.
well, we alluded to some spoilery stuff. We just didn't say it because I mean, the thing is, like for Wolverine and Pacific Rim, we just started talking about it, and I was like, I can't have that in there.
Maybe
so I
it
just
was
cut
because
out.
this movie was just that good that it wasn't.
Well, we hinted at spoilery stuff. We just didn't go into it until we got in the car. But
So this has a spoilers, dude.
that's
Is it-
in
no,
the
is
car.
it-
That's what Spoon said. He was
Now,
like,
is it
spoilers,
is
dude.
it spoilers, and then dude. You know,
spoilers.
I thought it
dude.
should be backwards. Dude, spoilers!
or like
Spoilers,
like,
dude.
Spoilers, dude. Versus like spoilers, dude. You know what I mean? Like the comma.
Yeah, I guess the
makes it
emphasis
like,
is really important
yeah.
on which where we put it on, and then also the
I s-
punctuation.
Maybe like a
and-
semicolon.
If you said spoilers, dude, with no comma, then that would just be a guy named Spoilers, dude, or like he's the
Oh,
spoilers,
it's a spoiler.
dude.
Ah, it makes
If you do a
sense.
comma, it's spoilers, dude.
I like that.
well, I mean, if you have like
Do
a
you know-
semicolon, if
do
you
you
have a
know
semicolon,
grammar?
I don't even know if a
proper
semicolon
grammar?
would work.
or like
that way.
Why are we
what is it?
semicolon conversation time? I don't
The
care.
dash there.
grammar with Alex apparently.
If you put a dash, then it's definitely a person
a lot
named
of
Spoilers,
those.
dude.
If you put
Spoilers hyphen dude.
If you put a comma, a dash, a
Spoilers
comma,
apostrophe, dude.
kind of looks like a face.
It does.
We could do that. So,
So-
like a spoilers and then a face and then dude, and then that would be clearly defined as it being separated.
comma. Looks like a crying face almost.
Oh.
Has to be like an underscore
Yeah.
slash though, like
Like a what if you use some parentheses
got
in
it.
there?
We're getting a little bit of Koots without Koots being here.
Anyway,
Well, also, I think if it was like spoilers question mark then dude exclamation point. You know,
like spoilers, dude.
like spoilers, dude. You know, it'd
that
be
that
like-
could work. You know, that could work. I was just going off what Spoon was saying in the car, and it wasn't.
It's
that
kind of
context,
like
but-
I got a series on
Yeah.
my own channel called Yo What the Fuck.
oh, that
And
the punctuation changes in every
and,
iteration between the
yeah.
thumbnail,
In every
the title,
scene.
and in the video.
In every scene, it's different.
Speaking of series,
That's a good. You are the best at transitions. Did you know that?
Alex is his transitions.
You have the best transitions, the most seamless,
You just
flawless.
transitioned into a plug and then transitioned back into.
at first you
topic.
thought, but then you didn't know what was
So, I mean,
really the truth.
Raph
was donked.
Swaffer donked.
Those are all, for the most part, the series that we've had released so far of the new series we have going on. There are a couple more that have yet to premiere and that haven't even yet to be made yet. So we're gonna have a couple more series. So keep an eye out on the hub within this month.
Why was
there
that
should be some
re-indent
new
if we're not
series
even
coming
going to
out.
talk about it?
He just teased it.
He's teasing them.
He's
Why is there a dude that his profile picture is him like showing his nipple?
Let me see that.
What the fuck? What?
Damn.
What? Why?
I think I seen that, dude.
Because he's happy
Why is
with
he
his
showing
body.
his nipple?
He wants people to see his nips. What's wrong with that?
But
He's like looking suspiciously off to
Yeah,
the side
what in the
too.
world is going on
Maybe he's
here?
waiting for mom to break in the door so he's scared.
Luke
Mom.
Barzo, what are you doing with your picture?
Luke Barso.
He's being very, very sexual.
Hey Dan, wanna
Yeah.
spearhead this next topic, sir?
What is the next
Well,
one?
I mean, I think we can take another user thing.
Oh, okay. Well,
From
let's-
Nipple Man?
Nipple Barso.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if we can like combine a few of these here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone brought up about Payday 2. I don't know if we put that on there.
no.
About Payday 2 is already profitable due to pre-orders.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? I'm assuming they're trying to say, do we feel like we had a part in that? I guess I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know how big of a part.
Absolutely.
Hey, a Payday 2 video just went up on the Hub today, actually. It's a remix contest with one of the tracks that Simon Vicklin, the head music guy at.
I wish I would have woke
Overkill.
up in time to be in that, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was at the grocery store.
Jordan and I were played with Simon a little bit, and then afterwards we provided the assets for a track, an exclusive track. Like I don't think that's been released yet from Payday 2. And you can, if you're a remixer or a musician or anything, you can take the assets and remix it. And whoever has the best remix, like Simon's gonna listen to him. He's gonna pick the best that he thinks, and we're also gonna listen to him and pick out the best track.
That's cool.
And,
That is pretty cool.
yeah, I can't remember what the prize was.
And the winner gets
for it.
An unknown prize.
an unknown prize at this moment in time, but it sure will be good.
It was Jordan who was doing the spiel at the end of the video, and I didn't realize. Like, he ended up dropping out of the call.
Wow.
Like, him and Simon were still in the call. For some reason, I dropped out, so I didn't hear the entire thing.
They booted him.
Yeah.
But
Either way, his music is very good.
Simon's music is really cool. It was funny
Yeah.
talking to him. Like,
I
about
actually
the music.
I liked his music from the first one, and that's when I started. He was like the first, I guess, Overkill guy that I followed just because of the music from the first one.
Yeah, I like the music
And then
of the second one.
we met him over there at I think it was E3.
It gets me pumped. I play a little bit. I was like, holy
It's nice.
shit. Yeah, it's very accurate. Accurate. There you go.
Accurate.
Okay.
Accurate is something that I should.
Accurate.
That was,
The winner of the remix contest will get their track featured on the Hub. So they get, if they're a musician, they get featured on the Hub in a video.
Sure, all right.
That's pretty
So their
decent.
track
Good.
will be played.
Free
Good for
exposure.
them.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
There you go.
So there was another one that also asked how your parents reacted to moving to Colorado.
Oh god.
I told my mom like a couple days before I left.
Oh, you didn't even pre-game
Damn.
her? You didn't even fucking pre-game.
Holy.
Wow.
It was funny. A week before,
was bad.
I thought I was a piece of
she
shit.
had found out before I even or a week before I told her, and like a week before I left, she was like, were you gonna tell me that you were leaving? And I'm like, yeah.
Do you not like your mom?
She wasn't living in the house that I was living in, so I didn't see her that often. But no, her and I have a tenuous relationship. What are you doing?
Cellular devices
Are pretty fucking
allow
fun.
for
Moms
talks?
talks.
Local as well
Do
as
cellular
long-distance
devices
communications.
fix relationships with parents or
All right, this
people?
is
This is a
getting
different- this is
heated
deeper,
at this
yeah.
moment in time. Like to drop out of this.
All right.
topic.
So for
My dad was cool with it.
Yeah, what was
I
it?
guess they're gonna
he
stay out of
was
the
very
kitchen here.
You're asking for the layers to come up when you don't want these layers to come
My
up.
dad was very supportive.
Did you
Like
tell
he
him
thought it was
2
really
days
cool.
ago?
He thinks what I do is really cool.
Did you tell him also 2 dates ago, before you left? Like-
No, he knew like a month and a half or so. No, it happened. No, it was around
we
a
know
month.
favoritism.
It was
who he likes.
we solidified this around a month before like we ended up moving out here. So, but he was fine with it. Like he was really cool.
It was good. With me, both of my parents were kind of scared, but they supported me. This is at the point already where I kind of already moved out from their house, so they knew that I could.
You also got to see, though, because you were like a year late, so you got to see how we kind of operated beforehand.
Correct. Well,
You visited the first, what was it, the first week that we were
Yeah,
there?
I was the first.
Yeah.
The first week. I was,
He
He
visited
came there
right
like,
away.
roughly when we were.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was there at the opening and everything. But again, my parents were already kind of really attached to me. I guess it's how we roll in my family, and we always stuck close. So when I moved the first time, I was fairly close to them. And this time, the moment I started deciding to move to Colorado, it just completely changed the game. Like, my dad and my mom got, like, more emotional. It was just harder and harder, but I didn't tell them, like, 2 days.
No, it was a week, and
like
she
the
had already
shots
known.
fired.
Again, back to that.
Damn.
I didn't tell them 2 days. But it was maybe I should have, because then I wouldn't have
Well,
to deal with it.
your relationship with your parents is good. Like my
That damn
relationship with
slide.
my mom isn't. Like that's. I don't know why you keep bringing it up, but
I'm just poking at you. But no, yeah, my mom was the one that took it the hardest, and yeah. Other than that, they were pretty supportive. They understood what I did and went with it. What about you?
At least you didn't
Alex?
tell them 2 days, you know.
That's good.
At least I wasn't a
I was pretty much
child.
in the same boat because my mom was fucking. She didn't want me to go, pretty much. Like, she did
why
not.
was that though?
It's funny though because the way I fucking say I talk to Jordan, the way I yell at him, I yell at my mom the same exact way. She yells at me too. We are one in the same, pretty much.
Okay, but
It
there you
was
go.
from just watching her playing games with me. Like people
It's pretty
pretty
much
much
spot on?
know that. Yeah, it's pretty much the same deal.
That makes
like,
sense.
because she knows when it got to the point where she was no longer paying the bills and I was.
Okay.
Things change where it's like.
Question. Were you that kid and then you became like, my kid? Kind of deal? Like at first they were like,
Were you or
I don't know what the difference is.
The
Like,
different.
like
Watch,
your mom
watch him, watch
became
him when
your,
he
Let him
your
explain the
child.
tone
Like
here.
you were
Yeah.
supporting her like she was your kid. as
Oh
opposed to the other
no!
way
I
around.
think it's more like that now, but it wasn't when I left. It wasn't when I left.
Oh,
though.
she hated you when you left?
No, I'm just saying when I didn't like. I wasn't like, oh, you're my child now, mom. Like, something like that. No, I wasn't like. We went from like we were. She went from yelling at me pretty much that I had to get the real job
Okay.
and do all that thing. Yeah, everyone knows that spiel about. getting
Well,
the real
I
job.
think every parent in the
The
world.
thing was, like, the good thing was, at least back then, how we had the physical check, so that was good to, like, be like, here it is, blah, 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 I got something.
Yeah, through PayPal was like voodoo witchcraft
yeah.
to my parents. It was like,
Yeah.
digital money? What?
Yeah.
What if
Is
the
it-
stock
can you
market
spend this?
crashes?
I don't know how I would have
No.
explained it through that.
Seamus just went perfect mode. He just went
Can you
perfect.
spend this money? No, it's fake, Mom. It's like Monopoly money. Like,
I have no idea how I would have explained it if it was through PayPal. Like, I don't know what the fuck. I would have
Yeah,
had to
I
get,
never
like,
got a check.
statement or
I
something.
had to send mom money through money order, and I had to like fucking like add like extra like because they deduct money. I'm like, fuck.
yeah.
This was a bitch. What you saying?
Yeah, I don't know how I would have explained it if it was like electronic, but it was lucky that it was like an actual paper thing so I could show it. But like at the time we were behind on a lot of bills and it was just like during that time she like I wanted like I wanted to save my money partly, but I also wanted to like buy my own shit too. Like I wanted to like save up for, maybe a game or something. I wanted to save up for certain things. So like I would give her a bit and then I would want to save, but she would be like, if we don't do this, we'll lose the house, blah blah blah. So I have to end up giving
Did
her
she
like
guilt trip you?
no.
saying?
It was legit that like we were pretty close to
struggle
losing the
was
house.
real.
Yeah. And like, but eventually it did get to the point where we were fine, and then like we didn't really have to worry about it too much. And then it was like
Did she get used?
it
to
was like, okay, now I need a favor, and I was like, I'm not giving you any more fucking money. And that's when it was just like, I'm not giving you anything else, blah 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 blah. So it was just like, I don't know. I put my foot down very early in terms of like, I'm not going to be like
working for you.
yeah, I'm not. I always say that I don't work for you.
I heard that.
I work for like my future, I guess. I'm not gonna be the one to be like,
Question.
okay, mom, you're like, going on 50. You can hang it up now. I'll do everything else for you. I'm not that guy.
Quick question, and this applies to all of you here. Do you guys send any money to any loved one, mother, father,
Yeah.
grandmother?
Monthly, I do.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you guys still do the same?
I
Not
do
monthly.
I do monthly just because I know she
Yeah.
can't pay the bills anymore.
I do monthly.
Before I left, I was helping my dad out
That's
financially,
good.
Yeah.
but not like now.
Yeah.
Not so much.
So we
I
still
give her monthly payments or whatever, and make sure that she can still. Because the thing is, we still have, like she's in a new house, but we still have like the old house because she's still moving stuff over, so that house hasn't been sold yet.
Oh.
But
okay.
the money that comes from the old house will go to me. So like that's just kind of like.
so it's a reimbursement.
Yeah,
for what you
pretty
put in
much,
there.
kind
That's
of.
good.
But yeah, I mean, I like I said, I put my foot down like super early, so she knows that like when I'm out here, I'm doing it because, obviously for my future, but it's just like, it was a risk in coming out here in the first place,
I
which
think it's a
obviously
risk
she
for all
was,
of us.
yeah, she was afraid in the first place, like me coming out here, but the fact that like I guess I was, helping her with the bills still, and I told her that I would still help with the bills and all that, like it wouldn't really matter, but. In terms of her wanting stupid random shit I always give her shit for it. Like if she's like, I gotta get these prescription contact lenses. Well, fucking get them yourself or something like that. I know.
It's like backwards parenting.
Yeah, yeah. I can't see. Oh, too fucking bad then. You should eat some carrots.
I'll buy you some carrots.
They're cheaper.
Here's a bag of carrots, Mom. Eat up.
Tell me how you look, how you start seeing after this.
You guys know that I'm super cheap anyway. I'm super cheap to begin with.
Yeah.
I'm cheap because of her spending antics.
Antics.
Well, she used to have this big fucking eBay thing where she was like one of the buy and reseller type people,
man.
and it was not
lucky.
a good thing. It was like
never have I went through that shit.
it was like her addiction to buy stuff.
Did she make
resell
profit,
it
though?
and stuff. No,
Oh,
fuck
God.
no. It just ended up with a closet full of shit. Barely ever was there a profit. The most profit was when she got some fucking horrible knockoff iPads, and I bought one just so that way I could have one.
I just imagine James' room where a bunch of shake weights.
She had
What the
a
fuck
bunch
do I
of
do
it was
with this
mostly shoes, I want to say.
Shoes?
But yeah.
I think that was more for her guilty pleasure then. It was
She never wore them.
Oh,
She
really?
resold them. It was, I don't know. It was.
ones she could
was this
resell.
Nikes, Air Jordans?
It wasn't all shoes, but I'm saying a majority was. It was.
I get
boots
freaked
and
out with that stuff because my stepmom used to hoard things.
Yeah.
So basement was always just full of just
Stuff.
5 triplicates of things you would never use. She would have things from the 80s they're kids toys because she's well, my grandkids can use these, and it's
Yeah, a lot of times they use excuses.
That's a hoarder.
A lot of times they just use excuses for
And
why
I used to-
they hold
yeah.
on to it.
That's
I
a
used
hoarder.
to keep stuff but then later on I was I don't want any of it. So I just every time I buy something, and if I buy something new, I would either salvation the old one or throw it out because
You just get this. You get this mentality where you see something and then you see how bad it's going, and then it's okay, I want to do the exact opposite. So that's the only reason. That's why it's
I can't picture if I have a basement just full of stuff. I don't know.
It's what do I do with all this?
she'll get enough money for something and she'll think that she can do with it, and around bill time she can be fine. Ends up not being fine. I want to make sure that I am fine with the bills prior to doing anything else. I go with the complete opposite, I guess.
Yeah.
Boy, it's working for you, so.
How did your parents react?
Well,
Oh, I liked his.
I remember a little bit what happened.
I don't even remember what I said, but I've tried to push it out of my mind as best as I could. But
Was it that bad, really?
well, most people know that I worked at Target for a really long time.
I think all of yes.
And
This is
working at Target does not bring in a lot of money. So unfortunately, I had to stay with my parents well past the time that I probably should have moved out. So keep in mind that I'm almost 24 when we moved here.
Old.
I'm so old. I'm on my way out the door, as Sly said. So I'm almost 24.
If he's sold, then Sly, what are you?
I'm a month older
older
than
than
him.
me?
I'm older
Really?
than him by a month.
Grandpa.
He's like the cool uncle. I'm
I
like the
thought he was
grandpa.
older than you.
He's the one that looks the youngest out of all of us, except Aleks, because he just has that Russian nuclear genes.
Yeah, the Chernobyl anti-aging radiation.
Here we go again.
Hey kids, you want to look young forever? Get Alex's Chernobyl anti-aging radiation. Good.
Or just visit Russia once. He seems to think Russia is completely irradiated.
He seems to think that Russia is
Who,
Chernobyl
Sly or me?
and nothing but Chernobyl, which I feel like you only got that concept from Modern Warfare or something. Yeah, that's your only knowledge of Russia.
that and A Good Day to Die Hard.
Oh God.
I never watched that.
Oh, okay.
watched
It's
that.
just
Don't.
strictly Call of Duty.
By the way,
Russia,
war never-
Ukraine.
War
so
never
right, same
changes,
thing.
though.
Pripyat.
I'm a radiation baby. It's not like Russia's a huge,
It's like I'm
country
sitting next
or
to Alex. I can
anything.
feel third-degree burns on my arm.
No,
right
actually, when he closes his door, and I know he turns off his computer and anything, there's an actual green glow.
There's
coming
a green glow. It's like, Alex, are you watching the X-Files in there, or are you irradiating again?
It's like radiation baby, like the baby boomers kind of thing. It's
That's
just
like when
a
you
certain
close the door, it's
generation
like.
It is though. It is.
That's what I hear at night. So
It is. Yo, with that said,
Amazing.
then Aleks could be the Hulk.
Gamma
do
radiation.
you see how he ties things in?
gamma radiation.
Yeah, it's interesting to watch him. Like,
I was with you on the whole Batman doesn't use guns thing on that front, but you don't even remember what the fuck he said. He doesn't even remember what he said.
It's very sensitive humor. Like when you hear Sly's joke, you have to think about it and be like, how did he come up with that?
And in some way, it was offensive.
I don't mean for it. Always.
Did you let him go with his story
So, yeah.
radiation and stuff?
Finally, we decided like I was gonna get my own place there, but then like pretty much the day before I got it, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna go to Colorado and do whatever." And I was like, "All right, fine, why not?" I mean, I'm not.
There's this asshole Jordan that lives in Colorado and he doesn't want to leave, so we gotta go to him.
So that's where we went, and
That was the conversation.
Yeah, I bet.
my mom took it pretty hard. Like I'm an only child, and she
forget
she
that.
didn't
I
really
forget
know
that.
how to deal with it. Like I wanted to go and do my own thing. Like I didn't want to stay at home anymore because I didn't want to be the guy that's like lives at home for forever. And it was like finally with YouTube, I can finally get out and do stuff on my own.
Weirdly enough, the opposite, because people think that people that do YouTube.
Oh, you just live in your mom's basement. It's like, yeah, YouTube got me out of my mom's basement. But like, she took it pretty hard, and she like, I don't know, I don't think she knows how to like deal with it very well. Like she misses me.
Is
a lot
she
of
really
stuff.
attached to you though? Like only
Yeah,
child?
yeah.
For some reason, I thought that you would have a sister, and I would think that she would be really pretty.
If I had a sister, she might be.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What could have been?
Had
My mom had another child. I was an accident, so I mean.
Really?
I was not planned.
Really?
I was not planned. It's all right.
I would have planned you.
My mom was like, Mom had one kid and was done. She's like, I didn't plan the first one. I'm not having another one. I don't always everyone think that's like an insult. Like, I don't care. Like,
No, it just.
It's not an insult. It's just kind of depressing.
Yeah,
Oh, it's kinda- well-
sad.
I never
I don't think
of-
I was planned actually.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, but I mean, you're you.
I never think of it as
Gamma.
Like, I never think of
Do
it as
I
like
have
something.
to be here on Saturdays?
No
or-
sex actually happened for you to be born. It was just radiation.
He's a gamma
A
baby.
radiated egg or something like
There was a
that.
What are
test
my
tube left in
superpowers?
Chernobyl, and you spawned out of it. I guess.
Like, what do I?
Is what Sly is implying.
What is the result of me being born? Like, what do I like emit? Do I have like superpowers, or am I just
Do
like?
you?
What?
You have an incredibly large penis that you have to tape down and wear tight outfits.
Well,
This is going.
It's
Let's check our notes here. I don't know. I never kind of thought of it like.
yeah, it's working.
I never really
I-
thought of it as like an insult because like
Yeah.
I mean it's me, and if I'm talking about me, like I don't know. I just never thought it was
Unless
anything
it was
really bad.
brought up to you by your parents as a negative.
No.
You were an accident.
No,
You
it was
shouldn't be
it was
here.
never like that. Like I'm pretty sure I wasn't like a planned child, but they never brought it up to like you're an accident. We don't want you here. It was nothing like that.
Yeah.
So
It can be
So-
done in a scarring way, but for the most part, it's all right because I mean,
no, it was fine. Like
as long as you have good parents and everything, it's just
yeah, they were fine for the
Yeah.
most part. Yeah, just typical.
I think it'd be
average.
funny if you were an accident, or like they brought it up as like a bad thing.
That probably would have scarred me for life.
Really?
If they brought it up as a bad thing, like if you're 12 years old and someone tells you that, like what
parents
are you gonna
do
think?
that to kids. Like some
Yeah,
parents
like,
do
that's
that to kids where,
terrible.
Like you were supposed to be born.
Why would you think that is funny?
I think that'd be funny if you were emotionally scarred by your parents
What is wrong with you?
and you could never find acceptance in society again. That'd be hilarious, right?
Why would you think that's funny? He's not gonna say anything.
I could say something right now that would probably make you feel bad about saying that.
Uh oh.
That goes back to my mom,
Uh
but I'm not going to say it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go to his radiation.
Because
I
it'll
think
probably maybe be brought up in court as slander or something
Oh.
like that. I don't know.
That's
Creature Talk 80 gets pulled down
Yeah.
because of slander.
because of slander.
Creature
Age
sued.
inappropriate.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah, but like if it's brought up the wrong way, then yeah, I mean obviously it can have some pretty terrible emotional outcomes, but like it was never brought up that way.
No, but that's funny.
You've never been emotionally scarred?
I'm pretty sure my entire existence in high school was emotionally scarring. That's why I'm so sarcastic. Like that's a giant scar for me right there.
Is it just like
Is that
your
funny
defense
to you?
mechanism is sarcasm?
Yeah, it's like I could never say anything to people who would say shit to me, so I did it sarcastically, and
Yeah.
because they didn't know what I meant.
The fact that his sarcasm is one big scar, do you find that funny? Laugh at it.
Ha ha ha.
What are we laughing at?
My sarcasm.
What about
My sarcastic antics.
You know, when I was leaving,
Alex said he thought it would be funny if Seamus's parents laughed that he was an accident.
Like
He thinks it's funny too.
Like if his, were you saying if his
Because
parents said
then
it
you'd be
in a
like,
negative way?
then you'd be like, I was an accident, but look, I'm started from the bottom, now I'm here, type of thing, like.
Being an accident child was from the bottom. Is that
Well, no, like
from
if
the
they're like,
bottom? Are you saying that down here? Children
they're
are
legit-
like
you
a
literally
negative
started
thing?
from the bottom.
Yo, they're legitimately twisting your words, dude. They're like,
Yeah, this is like stab.
I tried to
like,
make a negative thing into a positive, and that somehow made me look like an asshole. So I'm sorry for I'm sorry that I offended
I
you.
wasn't
Bad
offended.
thing.
I was not offended.
He was
offended.
offended for you.
Yeah.
For,
Well, I'm glad someone was on my side. Even
nationwide.
Nationwide was on
See,
my
it's
side.
on
you
your
have to
side.
think about that one, right? He said nationwide.
It's on your
'Cause
side.
he was, yeah.
Are you trying to explain my
I'm
comedy?
trying to like to people that don't understand.
Oh yeah, my comedy is very, very, very weird.
Oh, it's very smart.
It's
very
definitely. definitely.
Oh man.
See?
Oh god.
Damn.
Oh man.
Shots fired all over the place here.
I'm not upset. Are you upset?
About what?
Exactly. I'm not upset. I'm aware that my comedy is very, very particular.
When did I say anyone was upset?
Of
Like,
particular taste. It's an acquired taste.
he does do the pinky thing when he drinks, so like, it's
I'm
like that.
fancy.
Yeah, you're fancy. You got the manners.
Yes.
So is that everything? With
I don't think
the,
Alex talked about it. Did you?
No.
Well, I
No,
was
he's too busy laughing at
I
other
was saying
people's
that you were done
misfortunes.
before we moved on to Alex.
Your
Alex,
story is pretty funny. Your misfortunes are really funny to me.
I want to hear yours so I can laugh as well.
We want to hear yours.
This is a very
Alex.
serious conversation.
I already-
I feel though.
Your grandmother's a hoarder. I got that.
That was my stepmother.
People hoarded stuff and like
stepmother was a hoarder, not a
Stepmother.
grandmother.
Stepmother.
I think it's funny too, so that doesn't.
There you go. Damn. Give me something else. Like,
Give
Yeah,
you
yeah.
something else to laugh at? I was adopted.
That's not.
I was
That's not funny.
kind of. Not really.
I was an orphan.
I secretly think I was adopted because like
Why
I
aren't
don't
you
look like
laughing?
anyone from my family.
Well, if-
I don't have the same type of humor.
If
from
we
my-
look at both of your actual,
Stepdad.
stepdad, then.
well, yeah,
That's
I
what
mean,
he was going for.
Clearly,
Thank you.
he's not.
You're not laughing.
He's not a blood.
I'm waiting for your entire story.
He's trying to like, not.
I'm
say.
giving you stuff like.
Okay.
He was
But
adopted.
he was
an
talking,
orphan.
too.
How about
So-
when you say these things? You're an orphan. What was your positive
Yeah,
light out of
where's the
that?
good, where's the good stuff?
I mean, you started from the bottom.
I
as an
went to
orphan.
wizard school.
and now you're here.
So basically, the story of Harry Potter.
Basically,
All right.
You kind of look like
instead
Harry
of
Potter,
being
too.
a wizard, I was a
Can we like
YouTuber.
carve a lightning bolt into his forehead?
We
and-
probably should.
Let's go grab a knife.
Let's do it.
Bill Gates.
Yeah, get the
came
one that
out,
you used
brought
to
me
hack that
brought
bush
me to
up, that
YouTube
rusty
school, where he
Bill
taught me how
Gates.
to let's play.
Ah.
Met Tobuscus there.
This is super positive
I
now.
like this.
Um,
Was Freddie Wong there
I don't
too?
know. I already moved out when I was like 18. I
Really?
wasn't living with my parents. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to move out like that early.
So-
but
when you
definitely,
started,
definitely when I moved
When I
out,
started
was a little
what?
bit too
When I started
long.
YouTube.
yeah. What's the whole question? The whole question is
The whole thing was like, how did your parents react when you moved out, right?
yeah.
He didn't
So-
have parents to react.
Damn.
Why you
Because
Damn,
he's
dude.
adopted.
why you say it like that?
Yeah.
Why you say it like that?
He looked at me. He was like, "How did your parents react?" Well, I didn't have parents. And he was like, he said, "I can't remember the chain of events that I just laughed at, but it was hilarious."
Do you think I don't have parents because I'm adopted?
Are they there?
Who are we talking to? Like who?
He's talking about him not having parents.
Because he's
Do you
adopted.
think, what do you think adoption means?
He was like, "He doesn't
Somebody
have
else
parents. He's adopted."
took you.
So there would
Your
be no
parents are no
reaction.
longer here.
So I have fake parents or like
No,
what
no,
do I-
no. Maybe
I'm
your
getting the acquired taste now. It's here. It's trickling in my mouth.
Listen, Alex.
Oh man,
Alex.
it's so funny.
Listen. I put you in a scenario where maybe your parents ceased to exist and you were adopted by somebody else. Has that never happened before?
I don't know. These are things that I don't like to think about because they're kind of
Touchy?
upsetting
I'm not
to me.
upset. I'm just curious.
Saddening would be a better word.
So I mean, Alex doesn't have parents. He just has adopted.
So when my parents
so
had
his reaction-
ceased to exist and I had moved out, nobody reacted to anything. I had simply moved with no one to know or care.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. I know that
For I too will cease to exist
listen.
at some point in time.
Listen, I'm aware that I say really stupid shit, but I was a legit like, maybe your parents were no longer there. Somebody else picked you up, like a grandmother or grandfather. It's something
Yeah,
like
that tends to happen.
That's what I was thinking. That was my general
Step-parents?
There you go.
Dad.
I have a step parent.
Yeah, that too.
I do too.
There you go.
See, that was for my general direction. I wasn't trying to. There's no way of getting out of this one, is there? All right. Well, I'm sorry.
He said he has no parents. I mean, what the fuck?
I'm literally Batman.
He had them for a short time.
He is the Dark Knight.
Yeah, he went to like the movies with them when he
Maybe
was
he
really
could have been
young
a test tube baby.
Okay, so anyways, can we do something from the list now?
This is like the most personal topic I think we've ever talked about.
We've hit some personal stuff today.
A lot of personal chords were
This
hit.
is a lot of Oprah stuff going on here.
How are you my friend?
Thank that person for that question.
Thank you
Alright.
for bringing up deep emotional
How are we
turmoil.
friends?
What a
How
question.
can you not expect the stupid shit that comes out of my mouth at
Someone
this point?
said real quick, what does Dan think about the Arkham Origins multiplayer being made by the developers of Brink?
I tweeted. They had a trailer for it, and I was like watching the trailer. It looked like Gotham City Imposters kind of, and I'm like, all right, whatever.
Wait, it's first person?
They had,
First person?
He's talking about Origins. His Origins first person.
Yeah, well, the multiplayer, some of it is.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
like-
guys running around with guns. Listen to me. Okay, so the
alright,
trailer
fine.
was really cool. It was
Okay.
going like it said 3 versus 3, and they were showing the people running around with the guns. I'm like, okay, this is just Gotham City Imposters, whatever. And then it said versus 2, and so it's 3v3v2, and the 2 people are Batman and Robin, and so there's 2 different teams going against each other, and then one that's going against everybody else. So it's like Batman and Robin, and then the people with the guns, which seemed really interesting to me and seemed different.
Has that been done before?
What?
Has that done?
So it's like a 3v3, and then Batman and Robin are there to take out both teams?
It's like the 2001 hit Batman and Robin versus
The
Freeze
world.
versus Joker
Yeah.
versus the
Has there
Penguin.
been a game like
And Two-Face.
two different
And
Commandos
Two-Face.
versus Alien versus Predator or
You know what they did
I
with
don't-
that, though? They created this thing where it's like
Oh, yeah,
people
yeah,
are going
Aliens
to
versus
leave.
Predator and versus humans or whatever.
I'm not saying this is an original idea. I'm just saying I was glad that it was done like that because it seemed cool to me. Like I'm
Kinda
not saying it's
interesting.
completely
It's
original
different.
or anything.
We'll see how it goes.
It seems like an interesting
It's a
idea
little
to do.
twist.
Not
tiny-
completely
But they
original.
in doing that, they
Smart.
create a thing where it's like, if you're not Batman or Robin, they will leave the game.
DC.
Well,
Probably,
if
yeah.
they make them SOP like overpower, then yeah.
They probably will be.
Well, I'd have to imagine if it's
overpowered.
3v3v2, the 2 team would probably be a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
to make up.
it seems like Spies versus Mercs from Splinter Cell, just like where it would be like Mercs versus Spies.
Mercs versus Mercs.
I mean, that's what it
versus
seems
Mercs.
like.
It'll
So-
either be that the Mercs or whatever are like super OP and no one wants to be Batman or Robin,
Or
or
the other way.
Batman and Robin are super OP and if they're not Batman and Robin, they will leave the game.
Yeah, I mean, we have to wait to play it to see if it's any good, but it seemed interesting. But yeah, I tweeted that out. I was like, "Oh, that's sweet!" Like I was really excited, and then people were like, "It's made by the same development team that made Brink multiplayer," and I'm like, "God damn it!" Like, I don't know. We'll see how that works out if Brink multiplayer
Everyone
translates
deserves
to
another
Batman.
chance, so we'll see
Huh?
how that goes. Everyone deserves another chance.
I haven't
Yeah.
even played Brink, and I haven't because of you guys.
You
I
shouldn't
haven't
play
You
tried.
really need to play Brink.
Maybe there will be a Creatures Play Brink. I think Z actually might have that planned eventually. So, yeah. Creatures Play Brink.
I've been waiting to go back to Brink.
I sure haven't.
But anyway, Elysium. We went and saw Elysium the
Yes.
other day.
Yep.
Not Aleks and Sly. They stepped out. So
Yep.
Because we don't need to be in everything.
yeah. Seamus.
Because
Go ahead.
you don't have to be in every single thing.
You said that you
but
guys
if
stepped-
you
What
are,
was that all about?
here's
Yeah,
here's the thing though:
what
is
was that
if you
all
are
about?
scheduled to be in something, you should probably give more than the day of notice.
Oh.
throwing
Oh
that out there.
damn!
It's going there.
Oh, damn.
It's going there.
Here's the thing, Dad.
Oh damn!
It's whatever.
Ding dong damn.
Tell me what to do. And you don't control me.
Ding
so.
dong damn. Getting that triple
Didn't hear
D.
shit.
So Spoon, Koots, Sheamus, James, and I all went and saw Elysium, starring Matt Damon.
I like Matt Damon.
I like Matt Damon too. He was very good. Are you guys? Oh, you're doing James's character. Hey
Yeah.
man, Marley man, let's play.
I was just thinking of Marley and Me when that whole thing came out.
yeah, when
just
you
thought
said
of Bob
Marley,
Marley.
I was like Marley and me. Like, funny.
What is Marlon me?
That's a
It's
movie
a movie,
about-
Jennifer Aniston movie,
Don't
and
ruin it.
Owen Wilson have a dog. Like, that's the movie.
I knew
Wait,
you
guess
were
what
going
happens to the dog
I knew
at
you
the
were
end?
going to. I just
So,
don't want you to ruin it.
they have a
'cause I know
dog
people
in
Is
the
will
that
shit on
good?
us.
Is it good?
Yes.
It's a good movie.
It's a
Yes.
family film.
It's a fan.
That's shit.
It's like
Hey.
a romance
Jennifer
comedy.
Aniston and Owen Wilson?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Get a dog.
And
It's
a
gotta
dog.
be shit. That's
No,
gotta be
It
shit.
is a white lab.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin the movie.
I said, well, guess what happens at
Don't.
the end?
The dog dies.
It's a movie with a dog.
He dies.
Guess what happens?
He gets
One of
hit
them
by
turned
a
into
car.
dog.
Yes.
The
You'll
dog.
never guess because
Owen
you have
Wilson.
to watch the movie.
It's like the
Don't
Shaggy
fucking
dog.
plug this shitty ass movie.
Don't fucking
Anyway.
spoil the movie
Yeah.
either, because then we're just
Anyway.
gonna.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
How am I gonna spoil
Who's
it?
in that movie? Jennifer
You
Aniston
fucking
and Owen
asshole.
Wilson.
Marley
Is
and
there
me.
another one?
Yes.
Who's in that?
Good movie.
In
Yeah, Jennifer
theaters,
Aniston and Owen
2000.
Yeah, plug it
One.
so they can get more money because I'm sure they need more money.
Dog and me.
Please plug it.
You already plugged it.
Yeah, it's done.
Well,
What is done?
Plug it
Aniston's
again.
still doing stuff. I don't know about Owen Wilson.
Marley and
Oh,
me.
yeah, you can
Also,
talk- you can
also
talk about
behind
Live and
enemy
Millers after we
lines.
talk about Elysium.
He did
Also, Wedding Crashers.
Zoolander.
Zoolander.
Midnight in Paris. I think that's something Owen Wilson did recently. That was a...
Any movie with Ben Stiller, really.
Yeah, pretty much. They're like twins. He's the yin to his yang.
Like this.
Yeah, that's it.
Who? Ben
Ben
Stiller
Stiller?
and who?
Owen Wilson.
Really?
Yeah, they both even have like a.
Zoolander.
Yeah.
And
was like
I
10
think he was
years
in the
ago.
first Meet the
It just
Parents
feels
one.
like
Hasn't he
it-
been doing more shit with Vince Vaughn now, though?
Who was in there?
Owen
Something
Wilson,
about
yeah.
Mary.
Yeah.
Wasn't
there's
Ben Stiller? Was Owen Wilson in that too?
I don't think Owen Wilson was.
Aw.
I would pair Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. More
Yeah, they've
so.
Yeah,
been
more
doing a
recent.
lot.
I guess.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, but then there's
So-
like Dodgeball and stuff. with,
Yeah.
Ben
Yeah, then there's like
Stiller
movies that were made 10 years ago. Grow up.
That's Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn. Owen
Yeah.
Wilson.
Night at
Actually
the
like
Museum.
Dodgeball.
Not at the museum.
Ew.
Pretty sure they were
I
in
did
that.
not
One
watch
and
that.
two.
Were they
You're
both
right.
in both of them?
Yep, both of them were there.
Oh, okay, I've never seen the second
This
one.
has a 7 out of 10 on IMDb.
Marley and Me.
That's not bad. That's
Anyways,
that's all right.
Wait,
man.
speaking of sevens.
Speaking of not talking about the subject that Dan brought
Yeah, I
up,
don't
let's
think we
move on to
finished
the
talking
next
Were
about
you
one.
trying to
Elysium.
transition back into Elysium
Yes.
while I was starting
yes.
to talk about Elysium and you cut me off, so I stopped because I thought you were talking about something else?
What were you gonna? Were you gonna go to the next topic? Actually, I thought you were gonna go to the next topic.
He's trying to talk about Elysium. Like,
No, him.
I don't know what's happening. Anyway, speaking
Yeah,
of...
you were. He was gonna cut you off to go on to the next
oh,
topic.
No. Elysium. Anyway,
Oh,
we did
man.
that short
Oh,
in the front
man.
of it where James created that weird stoner character that we all loved. We were running really late to the
Yeah.
movie theaters when we filmed that, so I was like, we kept fucking up and laughing and stuff like that, and I was just like, "Come on, we gotta go!" So
on,
it ended up
guys.
kind of cutting together a little jankily, but it worked out for the most part.
The effects were good.
Yeah.
It turned out good.
Where's that rat thingy?
It's downstairs.
I want that.
It's downstairs. Yeah, it's Marley.
What the hell, man?
That's the rat from the 24-hour live stream.
Yeah, I was just like, man.
No, man. I told you he doesn't have it anymore.
It's like in slow-mo.
I like how you have a slow-mo voice.
Man.
Huh?
I like how you have a slow-mo voice
Yeah.
too.
I love it.
It's kind of weird,
It's funny.
but it's cool. Yeah.
When I filmed it, I was like,
yeah,
yeah,
Jesus.
he was
How
from
did
the
you get that
24-hour
thing, like-
Halloween
That was
live
during our
stream.
Halloween thing.
Oh, yeah.
We got
He
it for a Halloween
returns.
thing.
He was in the room full of props and costumes, and James just grabbed him.
Yeah. Wow.
What
Carl
was
out,
What
rat
was
in.
Spoon doing during that short? Like Spoon was just.
He had the chicken pox, and he was just like, the entire time.
He had chicken
Like,
pox
he would
for 7 years.
7-year-long chicken
7-year chicken pox.
Jesus Christ, this immune
For
system
7
must be
years,
hardcore.
man.
It's a rough 7
Look at
years.
his belly button right there.
Yeah, I told you.
This thing is
Um,
disgusting.
But that
it
short
looks like
turned
the
out
little
really
rat
well.
from Caddyshack. Like, boy, it was a
The gopher.
Yeah, gopher. It looks like it does.
Disgusting.
The rat.
But yeah, so the movie, we ended up seeing the movie. That was our first one where we got to actually film our reactions inside the theater.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was pretty cool. Although Jordan didn't want to let anyone know that we were going to film in there.
He's like, we don't need to let anyone know.
like he had emailed
Yeah.
the guy to let him know, but like,
Yeah, that was a wonderful thing there.
you know, it was funny because I had to get that ticket refunded since Aleks didn't come, and then and then I was like to Jordan, I was like, as opposed to picking up the tickets and then getting it refunded at the machine, I'll just go straight to the thing. I'll get the ticket refunded right when we get the tickets, and then you can just let them know where we're going to film our reactions after the movie. Like, you'll let them know. And he's like, okay. So I'm like getting the tickets refunded or whatever, and he's talking to you guys.
You
and
told
I'm
him
like,
this prior?
Huh?
You told him this prior?
No, he said, yeah, I said that, and he was like, yeah, we could do that. And so he's standing right near me, but he's talking to you guys. I'm like, after I got the tickets refunded, I was like, so do you want to ask her about, or let her know that we're filming? He's like, no, I'm going to do that after. I'm like, okay.
There was more to this story than what I realized.
Yeah, I never
So
heard any of
after
that.
the movie, he's like, go get the camera. I'm like, are you going to let them know? He's like, no, we're just going to do it. Like,
You go out to get the camera.
I go out to the camera, which I knew the doors were going to be locked, by the way, when I came back.
I walked up. I was a little bit late, and
Yeah,
I walked up mid-conversation with it was Sheamus and Jordan, where Sheamus was telling him to let somebody know.
Yep.
He was like, you could at least let somebody know. And Jordan was like, we already got permission. It doesn't matter. We can do this right here.
I just didn't want
Yeah, so
someone
we could
walking
get
up while we were
stopped.
doing it.
I was
They'd be
like,
what are you guys doing? Oh, we have permission. Well, now we got to redo the
Yeah.
whole thing. So
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be a part of this then. We're filming in a
Like,
fucking
walked away.
theater, and we have a camcorder up filming around, and what the fuck are they going to think? I was like, the guy that said that we can film in the Alamo had said, just give them a heads up and let them know that you'll be filming
So
inside.
it was just another Kucha moment.
Yeah, he was just like, I already got permission. I don't
Well,
need it.
it went down like James ended up walking away.
I went to the bathroom.
He went to the bathroom.
I was not going to be a part of that.
And then Jordan went over to go ask the lady or let the lady know that we were going to film and that it was okay. And apparently it all went easy peasy, and he just came right back over. So as opposed to waiting for James to come back, we just started, and then James ended up coming in. So James was under the impression the entire time we were filming, he was like, I'm not part of this. This is illegal. Like, you were just joking around, but, like, he didn't know that he actually went over and, like, asked the lady.
Yeah, we kind of made
or
him.
let the lady know.
Because he refused to go over there when
Yeah.
I was standing
Yeah.
there. He's like, we don't need to. And I
How
was
were they
like,
though?
You
when
need
we-
to go and
when you guys
Yeah.
tell
tell
about
them.
it and
It's
tell them,
always
were they
good
like
with
cool about it? Like, oh,
Yeah, they were fine. Like, we didn't have any problems. No
Yeah.
one came up.
How
You're gonna
was
see
that?
on the fucking Pirate Bay. You're gonna see like the creatures end review, and it's gonna say spoilers. And I didn't want to be a part of that. I didn't want to be a part of that.
Just in
On
case
the
the
Pirate
whole
Bay.
ring went down,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Wouldn't want to be associated.
yeah, it was really cool that we got to film in there, and I think it's better lighting than outside standing under one of the lights in the parking lot. But
Really? I thought it was gonna be more noisy because there was a lot of people in there.
they were
Was
doing
there
some
any
other
fans?
event after the movie was over, so there were more people there than usually when we were leaving. Usually it's like dead in there when we were
Yeah.
leaving.
That movie had,
But-
I think, more than average, like
Yeah.
above average for people who showed up.
Really?
But she was trying to hand stuff out afterwards and saying, event for the rest of the night or something like that. I guess they were doing something. I don't know. Anyway, the movie. What did we all think?
I thought it was very good.
Watch the video and you'll see what we think.
well, as if
Thank
we've
you,
never
Dan.
done
Next
this
topic.
usually during Creature Talks, we talk about the movie. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it
Well,
was a
but
great movie.
it was
it's-
good. We really
it's a
liked
great
it.
One of the
movie.
better movies I've seen all year.
Yeah.
Though it was getting kind of mixed responses.
It is getting
critic-wise,
mixed
which is
responses.
weird.
I liked it.
Because they were just saying that they were trying to take something, they were trying to take a simple thing, sci-fi wise, and I guess that they should have done more with it. I could agree a little bit that they should have shown a little bit more of like the Elysium itself and just shown
What is the Elysium?
how things work there. Because it was
like-
just like, oh, we see this place, it's wonderful, blah, blah, blah. Like, we need to get there to get into the med bay and, get healed or whatever. But there wasn't really much like shown aside from like their, what's it called? Like their defenses, I guess, as to how it actually functions,
Yeah,
like how it works.
Well, it seems like that all that they do on Elysium is have dinner parties and play like recreational activities. Like I don't
Just
know,
like a bunch of richsters up there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
whoever could afford to go up there went up there.
but I mean, like, yeah, they
But like someone was bringing up how, like, if they have a president up there, is there a president still down here? Like, or is it one and the same? Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was thinking after the movie was over, like, well, is there a president or something like that?
Yeah.
Like, it's really open ended, I guess. But
I assumed it was just like some sort of like separate political structure. For
yeah,
Elysium. That's what I
They don't really
assumed.
show too much of like how
Talking
the
about, like,
world
yeah,
works up
it
there.
still seems like Elysium is still like controlling Earth because they have the defenses there. They have the police system.
But
they
their
have the robots.
defenses are pretty much having a handler down on the ground shoot rockets at
Yeah.
whatever the case is. Like, they have no
Yeah.
defensive up there. Like, it's
Yeah.
just like, we have defenses down here, and we'll use them in case
We
of
have a guy
anything.
with a
By
rocket
the way,
launcher.
surface to space missiles. Those are interesting.
Yeah. He had like an old timey, like old school Resident Evil rocket
Yeah,
launcher.
yeah,
It
I
had
see
like the
that.
4 little things. It was just like.
But I mean, I agree. They could have, like, I guess, went a little bit deeper in the Elysium stuff and just seen, I guess, how that world works up there.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that they really didn't expand on too much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Primary focus was what was going on Earth, and then.
But if that was something that would take away from the entire, I don't think it took away that much. Like
No.
the premise was he wanted to get up there to get healed, then it didn't take away from that to me. I don't.
Yeah. It was pretty good.
I liked it though.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Next week, or this week, I guess, we're going to be doing Kick-Ass 2 for our Creature movie night.
I like the original one.
I like the original.
I like the
a
original
lot.
one a lot, too. So
The soundtrack was what really sold it to me, too.
Yeah, there were a couple of really good songs
Yeah.
in that movie.
So.
they had that crazy song in there. I'm driving me crazy.
Oh god, that song.
Which one was the other one? But what was I forget the band's name, but they made the song Omen. It's like it's an omen. I forget what it goes.
I don't
But
know.
it's really cool. It's a really cool band. They make like really like it just fits.
Yeah.
Fits
with the
it
movie.
fits with the whole
a
like.
movie with a good soundtrack is always like.
I'm excited
it always
to
helps.
see don't know what is his last name, I forget, from Scrubs.
Oh, Donald Faison.
I want to see him and what he entails in this movie.
Captain
And
Gravity or something like
And
that.
I
It's
want to
just-
see what the fuck does Jim Carrey really partake in this? Because like
Yeah.
I didn't when I heard Jim Carrey's in this, I'm like,
I just
what?
know that he was kind of like denouncing the movie, and
Yeah,
then I
he's not
think
part of
the
it
girl
anymore.
who plays
He pulled out of all that.
Yeah, like
promotion.
she was kind
he's
of
not going to be partaking in the promotion.
she was against him or whatever, saying something on Twitter or somewhere.
Who? Hit Girl?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, she just had an interview not too long ago where she said like, it's just a movie, it's fake.
Yeah.
She knows the difference, you
Yeah.
know, something like that.
I don't know,
Blah, blah, blah.
but Jim Carrey is like
They're just all shitting on
He's
Jim
kind of
Carrey.
had like a turnaround in
Yeah.
his belief system. I guess originally, supposedly, he was a big fan of the first one. That's why he wanted to be in the second one.
But then he
I
didn't like
guess
it for whatever reason.
Since like the shootings at
I think it was
the
that
elementary
It
school,
was,
he's really had a big change around in violence and media and stuff like that.
does he have children?
I think so.
Maybe
with,
that could have
with
probably
Jenny
maybe
McCartney.
maybe the dad genes just really kicked in. At
Well,
the
I mean
moment.
that was like a tragic,
No, no,
horribly
I'm
tragic
not-
event. So I
I'm
can
not
see
even-
why it would change
Yeah.
people's perspectives on things. And he was doing videos for Funny or Die for like gun control and stuff like that, and he seemed to really kind of change his perspective on things. But yeah.
Well,
so
this Jim Carrey and Kick-Ass is prior to this, so
yeah,
it's gonna be
He filmed
kind
it
of
before.
cool to see.
He's,
I'd laugh if he gets like, a shit ton of praise for it and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what is
I
he
mean,
not
he
gonna
looks
accept
hilarious
it?
in
Like, is he not gonna accept the praise, or is he just gonna
I
be
don't
like?
I wonder. I hope he doesn't like accept the movie for what what it was, and like you did a good job. And
yeah.
But what if it jumpstarts his career again?
Jim
Then
Carrey
what?
doesn't need to be jumpstart. He's Jim Carrey. He's like
Yeah,
he'll
and
be
he's
a-
well past his prime as well.
I don't
Well,
know.
he's trying to do Dumb and Dumber 2 whenever they get that going. So
Really?
Let's hold on to
I
that.
don't know about that.
I
but-
thought he always said that he like didn't like to reprise roles or whatever. Like he didn't like to do the same role twice, which is why it was like a big thing for him to do another Ace Ventura movie.
What movie? There was a movie he was
They-
promoting. I can't remember.
he
Which
didn't
one
do
it
The
was.
Mask. I remember he.
No,
didn't-
that was what's his face?
Jamie Kennedy.
I looked up a bunch of stuff on that guy one day, and I guess he was like hired to be at E3 one year, and he just like shat on the whole crowd. I can't remember.
Really.
It was like 2008.
He
I
made
I think
a
I
movie.
remember that.
He made a
PlayStation
documentary.
Yeah,
I
he
think I
like
remember
hosted
that.
it, and he
conference?
was
You got like drunk or something.
he was like
during it?
drunk or drugged up on something, and then just got
Ooh.
crapped on. And then when people were tweeting him, he's like, "You don't know how the industry works, man. I know how it works, and you don't know what you're talking about."
He made a
That was a huge
documentary.
thing.
He made a documentary called like Heckler or something like that, and it was a movie about how performers get shat on a lot by audiences
Well,
and
yeah,
stuff like
that's
that.
part of comedy. That's a part of stand-up. You get hecklers, but
Yeah.
a good stand-up comedian will know how to take that. And
Yeah,
then throw it
turn it
back.
Exactly.
into
Yeah,
material.
that was
Yeah.
that was an aspect of the movie, but it was pretty interesting. There was one point there were two hecklers during one of his shows that he invited to backstage at the end, like to talk to him on camera, and they're like, he's like, what problem do you have with my performance or my stand-up or my jokes? And he's like, you just fucking suck, dude. Like, you suck. It was bad. He's like, well, I mean, what particularly about it sucks? He's like, I don't know, your jokes aren't just aren't funny, man. It's like, well, they're not funny to you, but there were plenty of people in the crowd laughing. He's like, yeah, but like, I mean, you just fucking suck. You're so dumb and like
They're so dumb, dude.
like
You're
their
just
arguments are
bad.
so stupid.
So
Just stop.
He pretty much let the people that were shit talking him shit on themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That works.
I mean, but like, I didn't gain a whole lot of respect for him after the movie. I mean, if he's showing up drunk for events, that's stupid,
that's a little bit unprofessional.
But that documentary is pretty cool.
What was it? It was a stand-up one.
It was like called Heckler or something like that. Hecklers. It's pretty interesting. It was on Netflix.
I was disappointed because I really liked the whole first.
I think
the
I
mask.
remember watching one of his stand-ups and like on TV.
I don't think he's that crazy.
And he.
I liked his show.
There was one heckler and he like said something and he was like for like 5 or 10 minutes he was just going off on her.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. He was just
Really?
shitting
That
on
is
her.
the show right
during,
there.
during his like live like his recording, like his actual like stand-up
Oh
recording.
yeah.
So I was like, all
that
right, this
him?
is happening right now. Yeah.
I think I've seen that. I didn't know that was him though. I thought it was someone else.
Yeah.
I know that Louis C.K. did one for his show, but it was just like it was actually like planned. But
Oh, really? I mean, I know. If it was a video, he's like, I'm trying to do a special up here, 30 minutes. You're interrupting it, blah blah blah, and just
Yeah.
kinda went off for a while.
I was really disappointed. The mask too. I was like,
I've never seen it.
You didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I
No.
don't.
That was when Cameron Diaz
Horrible
was
movie.
the hottest, by the way. At the mask, I think that was when she was the hottest.
Who?
Cameron Diaz.
That
That was her
Cameron
first
Diaz
movie.
Was the hottest.
That was her
You heard
first
it-
movie.
You heard it here.
You don't think
Her
she-
first movie is when she was the hottest.
Yeah,
On-
that was her first
only
movie.
on
She started
Creature
at the
Talk.
top.
Was that,
and then
was that,
Yeah.
was
went
that
down
really
to the
her
bottom.
movie? The mask, really?
Yep.
How do you know this by heart?
He's
in
the
credits.
movie
and
guy.
introducing
Oh, yeah, I
Cameron Diaz. But
Yeah.
yes,
Oh.
He's the movie guy.
She was that the sexy singer.
There you go.
what were we talking about? Who knows?
Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass
We're
2.
talking about Elysium.
No, Kick-Ass 2.
No, or Kick-Ass 2.
oh,
We're way
yeah,
past
Kick-Ass
those.
2.
Sly,
Yeah.
me, Seamus, and James are going to see that one.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
Those are the people.
Just us
allotted.
four?
Really?
I don't need to be there.
Yeah, Jordan.
I don't need
said-
to be
Jordan
there.
didn't want to be there, and Alex dropped
I
out.
don't
of
need
it.
to be there.
He
Such a
actually,
fucking
Alex,
asshole.
this time did give me warning to take
Unbelievable.
off the
Wow.
list for that one.
Good job.
Yep.
But he also did not realize that there was still a week's worth of stuff that he needs to participate in this coming week. Suddenly, that just propped up, did not.
I would like to take my
Yes.
vacation days and use them for this upcoming week. Going through a very
Why are you looking at
stressful
me?
time.
Now, this is what I work with here. As you can see, this is what everybody works with here. A month worth of scheduling suddenly came out of nowhere to Mr. Alexander. He did not realize
blindsided him.
that was happening. God.
Amazing. So the only thing we have left on the list, and we can do more user questions, but we're over 2 hours at this point.
Yep.
One more. The last thing that's actually like scheduled on the list is introduction of new Mega Pokemon, and Sly wanted to.
That's me. I'm excited for that.
Sly is
Yeah, this is what we're ending
I
with.
was
Sly is
no,
the
we're
first
gonna,
too.
we're
We're not
we're
going to
gonna
end
end
with it. We're
we're
going
gonna
to
end
we're
with
going to do the
this.
books. We have to do the book of tips.
I'm not doing
Well,
shit.
I just seen. I was looking at a website and shit.
Did you say
and-
I Justine?
Sure. Well, I Justine is a great gamer.
I
and
just
blogger.
seen a Pokemon site.
You just plugged I Justine at this creature.
That was you.
You plugged I Justine.
Shit.
We better
I
get a
did-
plug from my Justine
I Justine, please.
somewhere.
We met once and you shook my hand.
She
It was
doesn't remember
great.
that. I shook her hand too.
She doesn't remember
I think
that.
it was at Comic
Please,
Con.
please, if you can get I Justine to tweet me, it will be most gracious. Thank you. But yeah, Pokemon X and Y is
I don't
going
know
to be
shit
coming
about
out pretty soon, and they keep introducing. For the longest, they introduced this what it looked like Mewtwo, but looking like Frieza from Dragon Ball Z. And I was
Could have
like,
been
what the
Mew 3.
fuck is this? Everybody
But
was
it
thinking that. It was like,
It wasn't.
Mute
I was like,
three.
if it was the case, I was like, man,
just
Nintendo,
running out.
Mewtwo, Mew 3.
That's not even Nintendo at that point. That'd be Game
But
Freak or
they
whatever.
went with a better route.
That's the
Instead
next
of saying-
generation.
Instead of saying Mew 3, now I guess
Mega Mew.
You can only get
Yeah.
these forms called Mega Pokemon in battle.
All right.
It feels like Digimon in a way, kind of like when
I
they
never really watched
Digiball
Digimon.
in battle itself.
Never really watched it.
And they introduced Mega Mewtwo. They
My
introduced
God.
Mega Lucario, I think it is, and Mega Blaziken. And
I'm gonna see some pictures of this.
they
movie
look
shit.
pretty cool. I thought they looked pretty cool.
Is there a Mega Caterpie by chance?
a Mega legendary
Weedle,
Weedle.
maybe.
Mega Diglett.
Mega Diglett.
Mega Metapod.
Mega Ductrio. But I'm excited for that. I know a lot of, at least in the Pokemon fandom, they're really pumped for that.
Mecha Mew is coming up.
Mega Mewtwo?
Mecha. Yeah, I don't see Mega.
So they rebuilt
no,
him.
that's from.
This is basically the Frieza
No, that's
saga.
from the first Pokemon.
Saga.
That's when
Saga.
Giovanni
Lady
had
Gaga.
Mewtwo with his.
So there
outfit.
is a Mega and a Mecha.
Well, Mecha is the one from the first.
Are they gonna make cards of these Pokemon?
Yeah, I'm assuming they're
Of course.
they're gonna
Like,
have
Are you
to.
going to steal these cards from young
Oh,
children?
I'm already got the black market in that.
All right.
That is it right there. Is that it?
Yeah,
Ew.
yeah.
Oh, there it is.
But doesn't it look like Frieza, in a way?
No.
Okay, I guess it doesn't.
It
But
must be like the white. And
Why does he
purple.
have like a clothes hanger topped to his head, like that you
I guess
hang him
I
up?
guess it's
It's
similarly
like a
Halo.
spoiler.
I think like it's a Halo.
It's
know,
like a
hang 'em up.
spoiler.
You know how people put spoilers on their car? He puts one on his head, so it looks a little cooler.
He's also got 2 sets of titties.
Well,
Or actually,
yeah.
maybe it's 1 set, but it's just vertical.
No, I think it's just a bump.
He's got 2 bumps.
It's just his sternum.
But I'm excited for that. I saw a little bit of the trailer. I was like, all right, this is really cool. Maybe this will be my first time because I don't know what. Did you guys ever play Game Boy Pokemon?
Yeah, like
Where
Pokemon
Pokemon Red.
Which gen did you guys stop? Which game? I stopped.
1.
Oh, you stopped at
Yeah,
one.
pretty much. Pokemon Red.
I played him after, but like I mostly stopped after 2, like after Gold and Silver.
Gold and
like that's
Silver?
pretty much when I
I think I
stopped.
stopped at 3.
You stopped at 3. I stopped at Gold and Silver.
That's 2. I
Yeah,
imagine.
Gen 2. I knew a little bit of
You
the
went
other
all the
one.
way to 3?
And you, Dan?
I played games since. but,
Just
like,
Pokemon Red.
Oh, you were first.
Gen
then.
1.
You went
Yeah.
all the way to 3.
And apparently,
That's Torchic, right?
I found out that people that only like the first gen are called gen runners or gen ruiners or something like that.
Gen
Well, I'm
Ruiners.
that. I'm that then.
Yeah, it's something around like that. Something with
Like Gen 2.
One gen runner or something like that. They just pretty much say you
pretty
fucking
sure,
so
like-
close-minded.
By the time Gen 3 came out, I was probably like a junior in high school.
At the
probably,
point
so,
where they
yeah.
make a Pokemon based on trash, I think
But
something.
listen. With
Yeah,
that
so-
Well,
mentality,
they had Ghastly in the first gen,
Yeah,
and
well,
that
listen,
was
trash.
fucking
with
small.
that mentality, like listen,
an ice
a
cream
lot of
cone,
the
too.
first gen Pokemons are kind of weird too. Like Bulbasaur is just a fucking Pokeball. It looks like a fucking Pokeball.
Yeah, but he's electric. He's electric.
That makes it better.
So
He's
garbage
electric.
would be if what is the garbage one? I could because I
It's probably
don't
like poison or
poison
something like that. I don't know.
or ground. I would
Probably.
think so. It's like a lot of the
Muck?
things. Muck is just dark semen.
Muck is like toxic waste, and then
Yeah.
the garbage mon is.
But I'm saying a lot of
garbage.
people bring like, oh look at this, it's a fucking snow cone that fucking evolves into 3 different snow cones.
They do
Like,
have an ice cream
what,
cone.
What is Magnemite?
Yeah,
He's a
It evolves
magnet.
into 3 different Magnemites together.
Yeah.
It's the same
3
shit.
magnets.
yeah,
So it's like that shit. Like,
yeah. But I mean, like, you know, my mindset was not the same 20 years ago as what it is today. You know, back then I could have seen those things and thought they were cool, and today I see a trash Pokemon and I don't understand it.
I think that's
Maybe it's just the evolution of that
Maybe.
portion in my mind.
maybe.
And maybe you have not yet realized that.
You know,
But-
20 years ago, you were like 3 years old, right?
Yeah. That's when I was
Pokemon even
playing
out 20
Pokemon,
years
man.
ago?
Holy
Like,
shit.
That's when you were playing
Was that a thing?
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Wow. Before it even got here.
Probably only been out for a good 15 years.
I
or
think
so.
I think I was one of those people that were just legitimately stuck on the first gen, but I
love
learned-
Gen 2. I love.
I thought Gen 2 was really
I'm
great
not stuck
too.
on it. I played Black and White. I played Black, I think.
Yeah,
And
how
I
you-
could not beat the ending, and I quit. But throughout the entire game, I could not stop saying, what the fuck was their idea behind this one? Like, what is this one now? Where'd this one
It's
come
weird.
from?
It's weird, but then again, there's a lot of like Pokemon in first gen that if we go with that same mentality, it's like, well, it doesn't matter. Look at how retarded these ones.
I like the cow.
Miltank?
Miltank. Oh
Oh,
god.
Jesus. Whitney's Miltank.
Yeah.
My
I
God.
don't know. I thought Ruby and Sapphire were pretty good. I'll be honest.
Who are you again?
I'm that dude that is like 4
The-
years younger than you and got a little bit more Pokemon out of my lifetime.
Yeah, apparently seems like.
I
it.
can go back and get a little bit more.
But like I said, my thing is, I think this will be the first Pokemon game that I'll go from just Gold and Silver to like all the way to like actually playing X and Y, and I'm kind of scared a little bit because there's a lot of moves that I don't know what's good or bad. My mentality is, I remember when I used to play the first gen, that if you had all level 100, keep Thunder Wave, because that's the only way you can paralyze someone so you can attack faster.
I remember I didn't even give a shit about the moves. I spammed one move.
Yeah, well, that's
whatever sounded best.
And I beat the game with like spamming one move.
Well, that's what a lot of my reasonings when we play Pokemon Daily. Now it's my turn to plug. When I pick my moves and that,
you plug my own series. Totally fine.
Oh yeah, it's your series, Minecraft Daily. I'm sorry, where we play
Pokemon Daily.
Damn.
When we play Pixelmon,
the Pokemon
like
Daily.
a lot of people, I had a Dragonite, and I thought, well, when everybody gets to level 100 Pokemon, me having Thunder Wave will be more beneficial. But that's the thing with my problem, is that I'm thinking still first gen, and I don't know what the other gen moves do, and I'm kind of scared if I should be able. Should I play Pokemon X and Y? Even though I haven't played Black, is there Black 2? I forget.
There is.
Yeah. Like, should I do that?
I think you're severely overthinking.
Yeah, you are. Just play the game. Have
It's
fun.
made for like little kids. You're like trying to.
That is
you're
not
trying
the
to
case.
theory
That is not
craft
the
it
case.
right now.
They apply to little kids, but now the competitive side of it.
You're
like,
severely overthinking it.
Are you looking to?
There
get
are.
into
They do have
competitive
tournaments.
Pokemon?
Yeah, I know.
Well, part of me wants to record X and Y.
Well, then just record X and Y and have fun with it.
Yeah, there you go.
I know.
But he wants to be competitive.
I know.
He's got to beat every trainer. Every trainer.
I used to buy the guides, and I would just like look through all the Pokemon, and then look at the end for the gym leaders, and like figure out which Pokemon I need and what skill sets to beat those gym leaders.
What if you just had like a normal Pokemon that had a bunch of different types? Like,
I mean,
he would have a fire move, a water move,
but
a
then
lightning
there'll
move.
be like a fighting like gym leader, and you get your ass kicked. So like you have to like take that Pokemon out of like.
You get a backup.
Yeah.
On top of that, are you guys aware they introduced a new type of Pokemon too?
I've heard about it.
They introduced Fairy as a type.
Oh yeah.
So that's
what was the last one? Was Dark the last one?
There was
Steel.
I think there was Steel, Dark, and shit like that.
And Psychic. Oh no, Psychic's been around.
Psychic's been from Gen 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, they introduced Dark, Steel, and all that shit.
Fairy.
But Fairy, and this is where they allocate people like Jigglypuff, Clefairy, which was kind of very fucking obvious, and I forget what is the weak plus kind of deal. I forget.
I think like Dragon. Maybe?
Dragons are weak against. Yeah. Dragons
go.
are weak against. I think I've seen a comic where like they had like a fairy take down a Dragonite, and they're like, what?
Yep.
So
That's crazy.
I don't know. For someone that likes Pokemon, it's kind of interesting.
Fairies taking down dragons.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, Charm is super effective. Right?
That's not a damaging attack.
It's just super effective. It's gonna be Fairy, right? I'm guessing.
I don't know that yet. I haven't gone that far, I guess.
Sing.
Guess it'll do twice the damage of 0.
You'll be twice as charmed.
When
That's
Jigglypuff sings to a dragon, they just go comatose.
It's like
they instantly.
They just completely.
They just have like a bunch of nurses come up and cart it off. There you go.
A bunch of Nurse George with Chansey. But yeah, that was my last thing. I'm excited for that, and yeah.
Yay.
Mega Pokemon. What up?
Mega Pokemon.
Do we have any more user questions, or do we just want to go straight to the book since we're running pretty long?
Do you?
Yeah, how long has this been going on?
If you have any good user questions, it's at about 2 hours and 20 minutes or so.
Creature talk with
By the
barely
way,
anything to talk
if Kucha would have been here, that Pokemon topic would have ended in a minute. I'm like, hey, Pokemon. No, it's stupid. And that would've been it.
Pokemon, what are you telling
Are you saying there's more tolerance when Koots isn't around?
I feel like
Probably.
you guys worked with me in this one. I was like, wow. They actually gave
There
a
was a
fuck.
lot. Well, there was some sly shitting on, but there wasn't as much sly shitting
definitely.
on.
Yeah, definitely.
I think maybe.
I think that's a normal everyday thing, though. Anytime that I'm in
well,
the-
everybody shits on everybody. Honestly,
it works.
We're covered in shit by the end of each day.
Yeah.
Just like monkeys in the zoo, like throwing shit everywhere. Like,
No one is safe.
What if we take a good question and move on to the book to close us
If
off
James
here?
has anything lined up, not sure.
James can
me?
find a
I
good
don't see
question.
any
You
really
have
right
to
now.
pick
I'm gonna go to
one-
the latest one. real
One
quick.
lucky person's question.
One person. One question.
One
Pick
question.
I'll pick another like a dumb one.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, where's Spoon or something.
Is Spoon gonna be on?
Is Spoon gonna show his face?
No, he will never show his face.
A lot of people thought Spoon was me and the Bowdry Brothers thing. Like at first they thought it was me, and then they realized it was Spoon.
You'd be
What?
surprised at what some people like say for who like.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised anymore.
My own brother thought I was Spoon. Like he thought
Uh-oh.
it was me. Like, and he was like, "Did somebody dub over your voice?" And I'm like, "No, that's not me."
Is like, oh.
By the way, in that
Damn.
short, I really felt like Spoon was like he really sold the whole like being drunk thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like either he was
He was
really
very
tired
tipsy.
or he took a sip of something.
Somebody messaged me. They're like, "That better have been water in there."
That better have been.
That better have been
Oh,
water.
they noticed
in
that Bojangles
flask.
Brothers thing just adding to your alcohol problem
Yep.
that people think you have.
I'm
That
concerned.
better have been water.
Do you want
Yeah.
to
That
touch base on
better
that?
have
I'm
been
the one who
water.
brought the flask up and said that, I was like, oh, it'd be funny if you were drinking out of this and stuff like that while you guys were shoutcasting. And it just became like a thing for the character now. You're like drinking a lot as opposed to.
Yeah, I mean,
The character smokes and shit too. Yeah. So I
Did you
mean,
see what
it's only
Alex
natural.
posted on the creature thingy? When we were talking, he posted like a confession.
Oh, yeah.
He
Yeah, I saw
posted a
that.
confession. It was like confession number 57 or something like that. He's like, after hearing the previous creature talk, I am legitimately concerned that Aleks is alcoholism.
Yeah, like what?
I'm like, are you serious?
Apparently.
I'm concerned too.
Are you concerned for alcoholism,
Apparently
Alex?
we're all
I think him
serious.
falling asleep at the desk over there while we were filming
lot
had
of
something to
signs,
do
man.
with that.
Maybe the fact that he doesn't sleep because he
The
fucking
night
don't know
before,
what
I
shit.
think he was drinking. I think he was drinking.
or the day before I didn't sleep.
I think he was drinking.
I think alcoholism.
I think the day before that he was drinking.
That was a terrible day.
Yeah.
I slept for like 30 something hours. And
It was
that's
good for me because he actually went with the things that I said. The ideas.
Maybe you need to get him time.
He's just like, "Fuck, you just fucking do it." Yes,
I had no patience.
No
to
input.
Dan has it pulled up over there.
it was good.
Yeah, I have the picture
there it is.
that,
What is
that Alex
that?
had linked to
Is
the
that
thing.
57?
Hold on, wait. Cue the sad music. After listening to the Comic-Con CT, I'm worried that Alex has a drinking problem. Sad face.
Sad face.
That's sad.
This
man.
is actually
That's sad.
an intervention. Alcoholism.
Where was that you found that?
Tumblr.
Which
find
one?
all
Is that
great
like one of the
things.
confessions. forums?
Generally Tumblr.
Tumblr is
What's
the
that?
So was it like a Let's Play confessions or creature
I think it was
confessions?
just like
I think this is a
an
creature's
immortal confession.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Are there any questions?
I am concerned too. No.
it's fine.
There's one that we kind of talked about the other. I don't know if it was last week. It might have been last week.
Wait.
Someone said, if you guys could relocate the house to anywhere in the world, money doesn't really matter. Where would it be?
Wait, money doesn't matter. Can
No, we could get a little bit. We could get a little bit more open.
Can
than
the
last
fact where's that place where they have like the Google Fiber?
Kansas.
Anywhere
That's in,
they
like-
have Google Fiber.
That's in like
Kansas?
Kansas and I think
Yes.
Austin right now or
Kansas.
San Antonio.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I don't want to
What's
be
wrong with
Kansas?
Kansas?
What isn't wrong? with
What is
Kansas?
there in Kansas?
What guys,
Tornadoes.
What is there here?
Mountains,
little
foothills.
mountains, beautiful views, beautiful weather.
Have you been to the Midwest? There's fucking nothing there.
You'd have none of this. You look outside.
I'm
it'd just be
inside the
plains.
majority of the day. As long as there's a movie theater, I'm
there's
fine.
movie theaters.
A movie theater and a Chili's maybe.
There's shopping
That'd be fine
complexes
for
and stuff.
me.
All right.
Clearly, Dan does not care
All
what
right.
he looks at when he looks outside the window.
I love
You could have garbage as long as there's a movie theater
North
down the
Carolina,
street.
fucking flat.
North Carolina's nice. It's got beaches there.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
well, I grew up like kind of at the beach towards the end, but I lived in.
There's
Benson-
nothing in Kansas though.
I
There's
lived in
Just
been
see
nothing
shit.
there.
I lived in
There's Google
Johnston
Fiber, though.
County in North Carolina. That is the most podunk, nothing around their southern town.
I think a lot of the
county.
U.S. is just podunk nothing.
Yeah,
really.
so I mean, like I grew up where there was nothing.
We have a
so
lot of land, but like
I'm
we're
fine
just
with
all
nothing.
in one area. Like
real talk. I would rather if there was better internet in Puerto Rico and less crime for sure.
That's
How
correct.
about how about something like in the United States?
he wants to go back to his like home.
His roots.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
roots.
it's
There you go.
fun. And when I go out, I can actually
Alright,
get.
well, you can have.
You
want
want to move the entire creature house to Puerto
Puerto
Rico.
Rico.
Oh, and I wish everybody here knew
Space
Spanish.
isn't an issue, you know. It's just like you
It-
just move wherever.
Listen. I didn't know. Was it more for individual or for the group? I didn't know.
For individual.
For the group, then
It would be
for-
individual
For the group, I would move.
We're
either-
never gonna come to a consensus on where we're
I would
going
think
with this group.
LA
There's
would
no
be
way.
better for the group. LA would be a good place for the group. Yes, LA or like somewhere with a beach in the States would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
That'd be
that would be
nice.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the better thing would be like individually and then like for the group.
Well, yeah, for me, Puerto Rico. If not, LA or somewhere with beaches. I guess that would be my answer. I'm sorry
You're
Sorry,
sorry.
apologizing for it.
because you're a jerk.
Okay,
Alright.
I'm a jerk. apparently.
Where would you move the house?
For the group?
Oh God.
Individually.
Obviously
individually?
Russia.
Russia again.
Probably
I
next to the
don't know if
Chernobyl
Russia-
reactor. Reactor number 5, probably.
And for myself, I don't know. I think probably like somewhere in Washington
Washington, like
Washington
Seattle.
State or
State.
Yeah.
okay.
I think State. It's pretty nice up there. It's quiet and.
Seamus
would-
would like that. I think you just
Got
took
the
Seamus's
beach
answer.
calm.
Probably.
Yeah,
There.
that would be.
I would be down for that.
But for
I'll
the
reiterate
group,
it.
Texas.
Oh, come on, why? That place was so humid.
Actually, maybe like Sweden. I think Sweden.
All right.
We'll move in next to
that'd be
Rooster
kinda cool.
Teeth in Texas.
I'd say Texas though, because it'd be pretty funny. To
Why?
just hear everybody fucking complain every day.
Fuck, it's so hot.
So it'd be the group mentality would be pretty much for your own amusement.
Yeah.
Here, next time we go to RTX, I'll just record them every single time they complain, and you could just play that back on
At
loop.
first, you thought, but then you didn't realize
But actually,
what my intentions are actually like for the group.
Seamus,
see.
where would you put the group?
we would have the only swamp ass all day.
Ew. So hypothetically, if space isn't an issue, whatever, blah blah blah. Individually, Seattle, downtown Seattle, somewhere.
That's 2 votes
I like that.
happening now.
I would actually I would vote.
I
for
have
that
a couple
too.
places.
3 votes.
I have a couple.
It's
places.
already done. 3 votes.
So we'll go downtown Seattle.
3 votes.
Possibly
3 votes
down-
is not a majority.
Shut up.
But no one else is gonna agree with
I
you,
too
so
agree.
4 votes.
4 votes.
Oh, that's half the group.
50%.
All right, I'm voting for Washington.
All right.
Majority.
It's done. This is already happening.
All right, this is our last creature talk in Colorado.
Thank God.
We will see you in
Jordan will
Seattle.
come back to like an empty house. We're like, what?
We just saw a note, dear Jordan, we're in Seattle.
Yeah, gone
See you
to
there.
Washington. Bye.
Okay, so it'd either be like downtown Seattle, maybe downtown Chicago, just because I'm from Chicago, and
Yeah.
it's pretty nice downtown. The only thing I don't like about Chicago is that it snows in the winter, and it really sucks. Other than that, maybe like somewhere in England, if it was out of the country.
That was my choice.
And then for the group, probably LA. Go with Sly.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was gonna say London for my choice.
I think England would be really cool.
Yeah.
Or London. I thought like you didn't. Why London? Can I ask why London?
Because I want to go to London.
You
Why
can
else would I-
visit. You can legitimately visit.
Yeah, but
So
But
either
he can't stay
either
there.
somewhere like Kansas where there's a movie theater, or London.
No, you guys were shitting on Kansas. I was just saying I'd be fine with Kansas. I'm
You'd
not
be
saying
fine with
I want to
Kansas.
fucking go to Kansas. I'm
But
just
you
saying
guys forget
would be
Kansas
fine.
has Google
You'd be
Fiber.
fine with absolutely nothing, but London
He's fine with
is
that
where you would
Comic-Con
like to
hotel
be.
room, so...
Just because I'd be
Oh,
fine with
God.
something, or fine where a place where there's nothing, doesn't mean that I want to go to a place where there's nothing. I'd just be fine with that.
His poor opinion.
What is that called?
his poor opinion?
You'd be fine with it.
He settles for less.
I would
Oh, yeah.
choose
It's not
it.
settled.
I would
There's
choose
a
it,
word
but
for it.
yeah. I'd go with it.
Very low standards is what.
I didn't.
There's a word for it, and I have it
For
like
what?
my tongue.
I
For
didn't really-
being content with something that you're not totally happy with.
He just
I
says
would-
not
no,
totally...
I would say
like
I'd be
mind
fine.
displacement syndrome or something like that, where you can just like
Fuck it.
It
be
didn't
somewhere
matter.
like in prison. People like, are in very bad places, but they try to like.
Make it look like it.
Yeah.
Actually, there's
do you
some people that
remember
go to
when
jail.
the hotel room where I said I would stay in that hotel room?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck.
So
it is.
now you understand my mentality with stuff. Like
You fuck.
if I have to do it, that's fine for the most part.
He's doing
Like,
it
I
for
don't
the
really-
group. Hashtag for the group.
Yeah, like I don't really mind so much like a shitty place or
dance sacrifice.
like if I would have moved out
Sacrifice.
anywhere to do what we're doing now, I would have moved out anywhere. Like Colorado wasn't like necessarily a draw, and it wasn't a negative. Like I wanted to come out to Colorado, but if it were anywhere else that like was hot or something like that, I wouldn't care. I would have came out to do what we do.
Yeah, the weather
This
here is a
guy.
lot better than Chicago. Like, even though it gets hotter,
It's a
it's
lot better than
it's
North
dry.
Carolina, too.
Like, Chicago's just humid,
Yeah.
and it's a lot better here. And then in the winter, it doesn't get as cold.
Same in Puerto Rico. It's just hot, but there's a breeze from the beach and shit like that.
That's why it's funny
So,
when people were
that's-
asking me, like, when I was coming, are you ready for it to be cold? I was like, Chicago's colder. We get, like,
Yeah.
we get the air from Canada in the winter. Like, it's cold as fuck.
Yeah.
Here, it's not as bad, usually.
So if I could have my personal choice, London.
London.
There you go. I would
Even
agree
knowing
with
it's
that.
a bit more bustling than Kansas, I would pick London.
just a notch higher than Kansas
Yeah.
on the
Tad
busy
bit.
level.
Just a little
Yeah,
bit.
and then I like group mutual one. Like I'd say like LA, like everybody else was saying, because that'd
Yeah.
be pretty beneficial for us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know personally because I haven't really traveled too
Personally.
much.
PA.
Yeah.
Obviously, you go back to
Pennsylvania.
PA, yeah, it would
Right
be. I
on
mean,
back.
if you guys want to go to Amish country, by all means.
Well, I wasn't.
That'd be some
I wasn't in
videos
that
right
part
there.
of it.
Yeah.
Chip and Marshall visit the Amish.
Oh,
Yo,
man.
yeah, I wouldn't mess
No.
with that. There's like Amish
has to be
mafia.
done.
I don't want to.
The thing is, though, you don't have to worry about like with the Amish. They keep to themselves, so you never have to worry about like.
were you really that far in PA? Like that deep in like? Cause like I was surrounded with like the towns and shit like that. And
I mean, I was right around Amish pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Holy shit, dude.
there was Amish when
we
I
were in two different PAs then.
the place that I grew up, the Amish were right in the backyard essentially. Like there was a farm right behind me. So like,
Damn.
but
He
they
was
just like
the-
they don't like. I don't know. They don't fucking cause too many problems, which is funny. I guess Amish people.
What
I don't
problems
know what
do
they
they
would be like
I
cause?
had
if
to
you
deal with fucking sirens all the time.
were to piss them off. Huh?
What problems do they
They'll
cause?
churn your butter faster.
I
They
don't
raise
know.
barns very quickly.
I don't know. I guess maybe they would look down on you because of all of our techie ways.
Light bulbs?
Well,
I don't know. They'd probably just be like, "What the fuck is all these like? Yeah, like a whole setup of like."
Can you
all
make fun
these-
of Amish people on here? Because you know they're not going to watch any of this.
Well, they can't.
Well, no, I'm just trying to say, I know that a lot of them do not believe in technology
They don't
whatsoever.
believe in
They
it.
don't believe it exists.
They don't abide
You
by
bring
it.
them an iPhone, they say that's not a real thing. Where'd you get that alien technology from?
That Mirage. I got it from Apple. It's a company.
Apple is something you eat.
It's also a company.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like,
You really do.
I wouldn't suggest Jersey.
Ah,
Never. Never.
I wouldn't suggest Boston.
Mm.
I was gonna say like New York, but I don't think that's
New
that's
York?
not. That's not.
No,
personal
New
or
York.
group?
No, you wouldn't suggest Boston, but you suggest
Group
New
wise,
York?
it would be LA probably, but
Yeah.
like,
Looks like LA 's
I'm just
winning
saying
there.
like another LA would probably be like like New York-ish, but New York
I
is
don't
more
know.
like I don't think there's as many opportunities in New York as there is LA.
that's more of an LA thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. I was just from being there. I don't know where would you even go to get opportunities.
New York, there's probably like a bunch, but like LA is the stereotypical
Yeah.
place
well, I
to
mean,
be.
for us, a lot of our industry is based in New York, or not New York, LA.
You know, like, yeah.
sadly, because it's
Yeah.
following the footsteps of like the entertainment and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
It's
That's
changed
why
so
everything
radical.
everything is in LA for the most part.
Hate that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, yeah, I guess like the big time opportunity would be LA.
LA's just weird.
It is weird.
It's weird how like diverse it is, like grid wise.
I remember visiting Tiffany at Hascuckwick, and I was excited because there was a lot of Latino culture over there. So I was like, it's not
There's
that
a
hard.
lot of just culture in general.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's
because
it's-
everyone comes from all angles to try to
Yeah.
make it there in
yeah,
LA.
but I feel like there were specific sides where you could see an abundance of
Right.
like
Right. That's just the way cities are, you know, like
Yeah.
Chinatown and
yeah. But I don't know if there was a lot of Puerto Ricans. I know there was a lot more. It was more heavily Mexican oriented. So I was like, all right, well it's cool, I guess. At least they speak my main language, so I'm cool for that.
no. I mean, like when I went down there, I seen like South Koreatown.
Did you really? I never
South
went that
Koreatown.
far.
Yeah, I saw a big billboard outside had PSY on it.
What?
PSY?
Oh, Psy?
PSY? Yeah, Psy on it.
PSY. D4NNY.
PSY like Ganda style?
Yeah, like
oh.
style, like Psy was like on a big billboard right
Really?
outside. Yeah,
What the fuck?
I thought that was interesting.
It's pretty neat.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Okay, well,
That's cool.
You sure it was him, and you were not confused?
yeah, they were
someone
doing
else?
that like the peanut like the what is it the peanut commercials they always do, like the stupid the crack ones, the green peanuts inside the shell.
Pistachios.
Yeah, pistachios.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
They always do those like weird pistachio.
They had, I
commercials.
think they had Snoop Dogg do
Yeah,
one of those.
exactly.
Like, what
So
the fuck?
They had Psy do one, and they had a big
Yo,
billboard of
Snoop
it.
Dogg, you know what? When you got the munchies, this shit.
So yeah,
I don't know. I think
That's exactly what he sounds like.
Well, not Snoop Dogg. That's what they said, and that's how they planned it.
That's what the
what they said,
announcer
yeah.
sounded like. Yo, this is your shit right here.
And when you got the
Oh.
munchies,
Yeah.
do we have any tips? this
Tips for
week?
what?
for today.
For today for the business.
I didn't
Speaking
really
speaking of relocating the business,
Maybe there's one in here about where to put your business.
Put
Try
your
to find a
business
tip
where your
specifically
mouth
about
is.
relocating.
Yeah, if there is one about
what do you think of
relocating.
this creature's show, Seamus?
This creature
I
show.
thought it was incredibly long as fuck compared to what we had to talk about. We somehow stretched it to be over 2.5 hours with almost nothing on the list.
Well,
Yeah.
I can tell how happy you are.
There seems to be an entire section.
We're
wanna
at
talk more?
When do people ever say I'm happy? People always say I'm miserable, and then when I do get excited or angry about something, they tell, "Oh, Seamus needs to tone it down a little bit. He's getting a little too excited."
Well, you know what they say.
What do they say?
It's always brighter on the other side of the grass where it's green.
Yep, they do say that.
Was that quoted by me?
Stealing my shtick here?
He's stealing, and I don't.
Stealing chips?
Like
He's
the
stealing
2000
everything.
Like the
Fucking
2001. Listen, if it
The
works.
the not yet featured shtick.
Actually,
of
I
Chip.
heard.
As
I
not
heard-
featured yet in the 2001.
You'd be surprised, like how a lot of the quotes come around, like
Yeah.
between all of us. Like I was watching one of Spoon's videos, and he was doing the whole 2001 hit thing with.
I
I
think
Orb.
all of us have been doing it. I've done it.
I don't think I've done
I've been guilty of
Really?
like,
Yeah.
I don't think
Are
I've
you
done
gonna,
it.
you gonna sue him?
you are.
I
Yeah,
think generally
actually, now
when
you
there's
told me
some
that.
sort of catchphrase or something like that going around.
Well, what has been the one that Alex has introduced to all of us?
Damn
What
dude.
catchphrase?
No. just the-
I've said damn dude.
No, the
Damn.
He has been in any moment that there's could be a possibility of him killing himself in a very creative way. He does it.
Yeah. Or he just does the head thing.
It's pretty dark.
It's pretty
But
good.
like when
I
I,
think
had
for
the
the
I
sake
That
don't
was
of
an
follow.
inside
censorship.
thing, though.
I think for the sake of censorship,
Yeah.
passing out from so much,
passing out. Yeah.
from such a rush of
Excitement.
excitement that you
Emotions.
just pass out.
But like when Seamus had cheese it, I adopted that a little bit. Like
There you
I had the I don't follow whatever news. Seamus used that one a lot.
I was guilty of using that. I didn't even have
Yeah.
that shirt. Actually.
Like the hi I'm Dan. Like you guys sometimes do. Hi I'm
Hi, I'm
Sly.
Dan.
Hi I'm Seamus.
Like a general
Jordan does
greeting.
that. Jordan says hi.
Did he
I'm
really
Dan a lot.
capitalize that?
Huh?
Did you capitalize on a general greeting used
Hi,
throughout centuries
that's mine.
of
Fucking poser.
greetings and introductions? You have been the culprit behind hi.
Congratulations.
No,
My
the
name is.
it's the placement of it. It's when somebody doesn't understand what you're saying and they're expecting you to re-explain it. You just say, "Hi, I'm Aleks." Like you just say. As
If he
opposed
knows
to-
He,
someone-
he did that a few times to me.
If he knows someone seems confused about something, that's what he says. He goes,
Yes,
"Hi,
it took
Dan."
me a little
I'm
bit.
trying to explain something to somebody, and I know they're not understanding me. I'm like, so I mean, that's what you need to do, and like,
I
you
get
do
it.
that,
Yeah.
and then it's just like,
yeah, you've done that a couple of times. It's
Yeah.
it makes it more confusing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now that you know, it won't.
That's his opt out of the conversation.
Yeah.
exactly
When he doesn't feel like explaining it anymore and knows he can't get
It's
it.
way better than what my family used to do. Anytime that I would have a question, they go, I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, cut it out. And they would never answer what the fuck they said. They would just. I'm like, why? See?
It's the precursor to Hi, I'm Dan.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was like, God damn it, it sucks. Did you find something?
Like I said, I found a section on
relocate.
Relocation?
You guys will have to pick which one you want here. I'll
Which
read
one
off.
sound-
I'll read off the titles, and you can tell me to pick one.
Which one sounds saucy?
Is he gonna ruin them though by reading them off?
He could.
Spoilers.
Let me see. Look, can I just tell? Let,
Here,
I don't
let's
know.
get
There's
over
some
here.
on the top of the next page.
Which
There's some
one?
at the
Which
bottom of
one?
that one. Right down there, there's some
This
about
is good.
offices and
What's going on
stuff.
here? What's going on here?
I think 43 is the
Should
one
fill
we
a
should go.
swimming pool
Wait,
with,
what is that?
these and then just swim in them.
Keep your home
That'd be
office
pretty good.
apart from your
And then
home.
drown in Creature Carl.
You spoiled it.
Well, it's the one that we're gonna read.
Yeah, but
Well, now we're gonna read that one because Sly already spoiled it.
All right.
So we're gonna read this one.
I just want to get shit done.
There you go.
this goes against what you do, James. Like, because your home office is your home. So this will be
Everyone did
interesting.
initially, but now it's just me.
Intergamentsbesting.
Yes.
See?
Okay. Number 43 on page 47.
Please follow along.
In the book.
Give him a second, please.
The title is
Go ahead.
Keep Your Home Office Apart from Your Home.
Very, very
Damn.
true. It's very detrimental.
Interesting.
Can I get a marker so I can brace this off?
I'll find one for you.
Can use his pen.
It's in that cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red. Red is the one that I've been marking these off with.
Red is not located in this. Oh, I found it. I'm sorry. I apologize. You got something?
This is gonna be like.
I'm guessing this has to do with not living in your office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I do.
Well, we fucked that
You
up.
kind of get that from
which
the
I think
title.
A majority of us.
Yeah, we all do that actually. Oh, I don't know about him. Well, yeah, he does that too.
Anyway, yeah.
I record in my
everyone
room, so.
Yeah. So this.
Everyone does
This
this.
is
but
this maybe you should learn from this.
Okay.
we shit where we sleep.
Basically.
Why
If
did
you
I-
decide to run the company out of your home instead of renting outside office space, make sure you put it somewhere out of the way. and set it up to resemble a traditional office as best you can.
Oh shit.
Sure.
We have
we
zero
kinda-
cubicles.
We kind of have like separate
Work space,
spaces.
I guess.
Like, I don't know.
Very poorly done.
We should
but-
buy cubicle walls to put in between.
That's
James has been asking for like 2 years.
Since the minute we came in, I wanted a cubicle.
Yeah.
Let everyone else in the house, especially kids, know that your office.
We're all kids.
Know that your office is off limits. If
Off-limits.
possible,
Fucking kids going on MySpace on my computer.
if possible, choose a room in the house that has its own entrance, so you don't have to. What is that word right there?
Okay, here, sound it out.
What?
Traipse. That's traipse. Like traipse around.
Traipse. Okay. So make sure it has its own entrance so you don't have to traipse clients through the entire house to get to your office.
Well, I understand that point. It's just like, this is my office. Look, I'm professional. Don't
right.
look at the kitchen and my wife using a wife beater.
Makes
Well,
sense.
do we have clients?
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Good.
Maybe this doesn't apply to us.
Literally right now, it's walking the
All
door.
of this
here's our
applies
office.
to us. I don't know how you.
Oh. Well, we have another entrance.
Yeah, we don't use it that much.
Yeah, but we could make
I
it.
think you can even
could.
get through that.
We have another
right
entrance
now.
right there.
Yeah, that's what I said. You walk through that door
the-
and like,
The stairs over
this
there are
one.
mildly dangerous to go down anyway. I don't know if you would want to use that as an entrance because the stairs are like.
No, I'm talking about like the garage.
Yeah, that works.
You go through that if you wanted.
Yeah, that can work.
All right. Most importantly, is the need to put yourself in the right mindset for working.
Oh,
Ooh.
God. This applies to me 100%.
Yes. You as well.
Calling you out.
Because yeah, you're not. It feels like it gets to the point where it's like you're not at an office or your work. You're at like
You're at
your
home.
house.
You're at home. And your mindset isn't
You get
in the
too
right place.
comfortable.
No matter how disciplined you are, the mindset changes as soon as you walk into a space that's specifically designated for work.
Yeah. See, like the old creature house, we had the basement. So the basement was the office. Like
Yes.
that was easily like
You
okay,
walk into that office,
I'm going
your
to
mindset
work.
changed.
That
Unless we were watching a movie.
unless we were watching a movie. Well, that was kind of like
or
sectioned off
show.
from the room anyway.
Or show.
Or something.
Or we're working out in the
That
room
house
nearby.
was like an apartment complex because it was like we would leave
Yeah,
our
it
apartment
was.
and come to the office and
Yeah.
/ theater room.
Yeah,
But-
the recreational room.
Yeah.
Ready for more?
Yes.
Oh, really?
I'm already
Who
like,
isn't?
way.
Yeah.
This
like,
one's
I can't.
this one's too sensible. It's not full of a bunch of garbage.
I'm
Yeah.
sucking all this in.
Mentally,
Uh-oh.
you need this space to fully focus on making smart corporate decisions. Corporate decisions.
This hurts, actually.
Building a company takes a lot of concentration. If you've ever played a sport for high school, now he's relating to us.
Oh, here you go.
Oh, okay.
I played a sport. in
All
high
those
school.
sports we
I one
played.
time sported in high
Yeah.
school.
I did all the sports.
How relatable.
If you've ever played a sport for a high school or college team, then you know the importance of being, in quotes, in the zone.
Oh!
This is.
The state of mind that enables
Right
you to
now.
get ready to play with everything you've got and win.
Now this is getting stupid.
At least Dan is excited.
Have you played sports in high school?
I
Have you done
understand
sports?
without having played sports in high school the need to get
then
in
you
the
can.
zone.
Why can't
Yeah.
he reference professional video game like league? What about that? They have to get in the zone.
You
It's
get
all. It's all
in
on the line.
zone.
They got to put everything. That'd be a better relatable example for us.
This guy obviously doesn't know us.
Apparently not.
he
He thinks we're playing sports. Like, okay,
Well, we did a head-to-head that required sports.
I played sports in high school
Here's a good one. Here we go.
for a brief period of time.
This is
You
the-
also know. You also know that you get in the zone in the locker room or on the field, not in your living room.
Fuck yeah,
Oh! You're not playing baseball in your living room.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Your living room is not your locker room.
Nope.
It's not a place to get psyched up.
Nope.
I've been in the living room and I get pumped at times. I'm like,
Yeah,
this
I'm,
doesn't feel
tomorrow.
right.
Tomorrow, I'm gonna be getting pumped up for Breaking Bad. I'm gonna be like, yeah.
Your company is
In
the
the zone.
same way. You're not simply going to be in the zone with Maury on TV.
Maury? Who? I want to know who the father is. Fuck this office. Let's watch
is
Maury.
Does she
Maury.
not understand that Maury?
Wouldn't it have been so
Yeah,
much
it's
funnier
me.
if they had Montel Williams as an example?
Oh, Montel Williams.
says Maury. Is this the right? It's
Yeah.
What's his last name?
Povich.
That's the right Maury.
Maury Povich.
Yep.
I used to watch Maury.
I used to.
when I stayed homesick from school.
So you're not going to be in the zone watching Maury at home.
I was in the zone when I was skipping school and watching
I was in
Maury.
the zone and trying to figure out who the dad was.
Yeah. And then
Like,
he was
you're
up
always
there afterwards.
examining features of the kid and stuff like that, and it's like, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
they got similar eyebrows. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I get in the zone.
You need to set aside a room that you can walk into and know immediately, in quotes, this is where I come to do my work.
You know what I walk in and I see that lets me know that?
Batman?
I come in and I see that.
Down a little bit.
There you go.
I see that and I know I'm ready to work.
That means it's work time.
Flappy mustache.
That means it's work
I
time.
held this so I wasn't gonna.
And the final. Having the right frame of mind is important to making decisions, smart decisions, you'll need to build your company.
Yeah, I think we violated about just every
every
piece of
single
advice
one.
that he
Yeah,
gave.
we might want to rethink some of the things
Yeah.
that
Yes.
we've been doing.
Yes.
This guy has a book. We don't have shit to prove.
I have this.
I like
It's
the
not-
feeling I get when
a
I
book.
come here every day.
I
I
wrote
mean,
in
I
it.
treat this as a job, kind of, because I mean, I come in and I edit a lot
Well, I'm
of stuff all
glad
day,
that
but
you can do that, but yeah, I think it works for us too when we come here. But we have like 2 work offices.
yeah,
One is called a bedroom, and one is.
yeah.
But you're not allowed to have that bedroom as your. You need a separate spot.
But I
That's why he did it.
I did it. I did it upstairs. I know when I go into my office, I'm in the fucking zone.
Are you?
I take no shit.
Fucking zone men.
But is that like a field or a locker room?
That is. Smells like a locker room, so it's
Smells
locker room.
alright.
It's a locker room. Relatable to a locker room.
But we work in a creative fashion though, so it's like we
It's-
can do the whole home room office
Yes.
thing because
Yeah.
we
Do you
do
think
creative
that
stuff.
Jay knows about this?
I think Jay is talking more about cut and dry business marketing stuff.
That's
So,
what we
I mean,
wanna be.
I'm starting to think that this doesn't even apply to us anymore.
I don't know about you.
I'm
I
learning.
want to be straight up corporate.
You want to be
As said
Jay
in this-
Moletsky.
You want to be
In this
corporate.
book.
I want a
Yes,
suit.
I want to be.
I want a cubicle.
Suit.
I'm
no.
with him.
I don't know about
Cubicle.
that. That'll get sweaty. after
Suit?
a while.
I can put like pictures of my cat in the cubicle. Like,
No
just
one is going to take us
inspiration.
serious unless we are straight up corporate.
Guys, I don't even
I
have
think-
an office here.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one who has.
This is my office.
This
right
is his
here.
table.
Yeah.
This
That's
is
the
his
office.
area of work.
I
You
think
guys
I'm
are
the
in
only
my
person.
office right now.
Excuse me.
While I'm trying to concentrate and make executive business decisions.
What were you
Like,
saying, Dan?
Fucking with me right
No,
now.
I was just saying. I think I'm the only one who's really like decorated my office space. One, it has a bunch of cluttered shit over there too, but
Yeah.
I have like stuff
He's
on
got
the
shit on
wall.
both sides.
decorated.
He's got like
Yeah.
knickknacks and stuff.
I guess
Yeah.
I'll start decorating that side of the wall then.
I
There you
got
go.
because
Fuck it.
I got
And you guys get
I
to
have the
decorate
Hellboy that
that.
James gave me for Christmas, and I got my Bane mask, and
He has a picture of all of us.
I have
That's
a
cute.
the picture we took it at RTX.
Where
at the
Alex is
hotel.
not part of it apparently. Can somebody like splice him in there? Someone?
Who?
I just paste him on.
Alex
there.
and Z. Alex took the picture. That was before he was a creature, and then Z wasn't there. And then next to that, I actually just put that picture up, and that's of my family at my dad's wedding.
All right.
Nice.
So
I like your office space.
it's very very personal.
I feel like it. When I look at it, I look at Dan. I see battle mode, robot. I see Vayne.
Can you guys leave my office now, please? I need to get some work done.
That is actually Alex's table. So
So if you could just.
that's his table for when we record Treetopia.
just,
Sorry about that.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I got.
Well,
stuff
thank
to
you,
do. I got
thank
a
you
lot
for
of-
joining us on Creature Talk.
Take the rat.
Um,
here. I got lots of things to do here.
We had a fun time, and we're gonna clear off for Alex's stuff now. So Alex has to get to work.
Yeah, I gotta get some stuff.
Um,
in here.
So thank
Excuse me
you
if
for
that's-
thank you for
that's
watching.
Rude.
Bye.
Okay. Important stuff here to do.
Sorry, Alex. What are you drawing? Is
Plants.
that a dick? Are you drawing a dick? Are you drawing a dick? He drew a dick.
Can you guys leave?
How does this work?
Can you please? This is important stuff that you're showing to the. No, this is just violating my works.
Here, don't forget about this and hold this up so that people can see it. That's Call of Duty. Yeah. Keep holding it. We're getting paid for that. Don't put it down. Just look at this. Marsha! Put your uniform on!
I don't want to work anymore.